You are about to witness history in the making.
Morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to a very Merry Christmas edition of the Pop Culture Gamers podcast. And today I'm here as always with Steve.
Hello.
And also we're joined by with Tricky as well. Hi Tricky, welcome to the show.
Merry Christmas, guys. How's it going?
Busy?
Yeah, indeed.
Always.
So, Steve, do you want to start off with your anything you want to say at the beginning of the show? Any messages or anything?
Well, it's been a lot. It's been more personal this year. But yeah, gaming's been sporadic due to Game Pass. Really, now not buying games anymore. I don't think anyone else is. Got some holidays booked for next year, hopefully.
Nice.
Because it's my wife's 60th, so she's a year behind me. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah, just busy working, really. I think things have changed for me personally at work. It's got harder and more responsibility. So, yeah, busy, really. Not much more I can say than that.
Okay. Tricky, what about yourself?
Yeah, well, it's been a quiet one for me, obviously. I haven't been doing any podcasts this year. So I've actually, this year, took a bit of a backseat with gaming. I have got a top 5 that I have played all of these games, which is good. I would have struggled if you'd have asked for a top 10.
Me too.
whereas in previous years, I'd have been like, oh, don't you worry about it. I can knock 10 games out, no worries. I would have struggled this year. But I have got 5 games that my only issue is to rank them, I'm going to struggle. I sort of know where a couple of them are, but I don't know. I'm going to have to work it out as we talk about it.
It doesn't matter though, because games these days, the lists change every week.
Well,
they?
Yeah. Oh, it matters to me though. It matters to me what the final 5 are.
Oh, but number one's more important. The others can probably jangle a bit, maybe, but you know.
Yeah, but there's some gems out there, is what I'm saying. There are some gems that I've got in there. This week I went to. I'm getting festive, obviously. You can see.
Do you work for Lidl by any chance?
No, they're just close to where I work, and they were like, "Oh, it's Christmas jumper day. Where's your Christmas jumper?" And I was like, "Hang on a sec." Legged it over to Lidl, £7, bosh, done. Love it. But yeah, with the run up to Christmas, I thought, oh, fancy watching a Christmas film. So we went to the cinema, Die Hard, the original, at Odeon in Bournemouth. Perfect. Got me in the Christmas spirit straight away. I've been walking around with my shoes and socks off everywhere now. Yeah, love it. So I did that. And yeah, just been super busy at work on the build up to Christmas, but now I've finished, so I'm loving it.
Right, for some then. Some right up to Christmas Eve.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
And working on Friday as well, so.
Oof.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, well, I mean, that is actually one of our listener questions, so we might as well do that. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Yes, of course it's a Christmas movie. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that.
It's got Christmas music. There's Christmas trees everywhere.
It's a Christmas party there that he's invited to with Holly at the office bash.
Yeah,
couldn't get much.
At Christmas Eve, he's got Christmas presents for his kids.
Yeah.
It's Christmas
I think
with Uzis. What more do you want?
It is pretty. Put it this way: it's the Christmas film that everyone's always excited to watch.
Of course, it is.
Yeah. Mm. There's a couple of others. Home Alone is. I do like Home Alone. I always find that fun. That is great. We were talking about it earlier. If we're talking proper Christmas film with Santa in it, the 1985 The Santa Claus movie.
Is that the one with Dudley Moore?
think it is. Yes, that is the where the elf goes off and works for a corporation, and he makes this magic candy that makes everyone float. That is up there for me as well. They're my three.
Elf. What about that one?
Oh yeah, someone did bring up Elf. Elf is it's a really good one.
And Trading Places.
Trading Places. I was going to say that one.
I haven't seen that one.
Die Hard.
Sorry?
I haven't seen it.
You've not seen Trading Places? Oh my God.
Die Hard.
Yeah. 2. Die Hard
2.
Oh, the airport one. Yeah, that's winter, isn't it?
It's Christmas, isn't it? Supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So they are. Die Hard were angling for Christmas films, weren't they?
They were. Of course they were.
Yeah. But I think Die Hard is the best of the bunch.
Yeah.
A lot of them are too sickly now, I think.
I must admit, I would love to have gone and seen Die Hard back in the cinema again. I might have a look and see what our Savoy is doing now at Catterick, because they've got some good movies. I actually went to see yesterday morning. Was it yesterday morning? Yes, it was yesterday morning at 9:30, because my son was dying to go and see it. The new Sonic movie.
Oh right, okay.
With children, you can got the excuse to watch that, haven't you?
Well, my son's 17, so he's sort of like old enough to, want a bit better. So, but I thought, okay, if you want to go and see the Sonic movie, we'll go and see the Sonic movie. So yeah, we went to see that. It was okay. It's what it is, But as a video game movie, it's not awful, which most of them are. It's certainly not Bob Hoskins being Mario.
No.
I started watching this morning and I turned it off because it was awful. But Craven Hunter, the Marvel thing, really bad, really just bloody awful film.
That's a shame, because I quite like, what's his name, Aaron Taylor Johnson, isn't it?
Yeah. He was in Kick-Ass, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he was brilliant in Kick-Ass. He was also Quicksilver on Avengers.
Oh.
Ultron.
Oh, blimey. Okay, I didn't even realise that.
Oh, yeah. And he was on Bullet Train.
Oh, yeah, no, of course he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because they had the other Quicksilver from the First Class universe on one division, and then everybody started getting all of these series, and
yeah,
it was just some guy with a daft name. But yeah, no, it was it was okay, not too bad. Well, I have a bit of news anyway, because after many years working for the local authority, I am moving on.
So, blimey.
Yeah, I'm going into the civil service.
Okay. Bowler hat?
Sorry?
Bowler hat and all that with an umbrella?
Well, maybe, yeah. I could,
It's not like John Steed of the Avengers.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for all of my clearances and everything, but looking forward to having a change of pace, having a different role, that sort of stuff. So,
when is it you start? Do you know?
No, I'm waiting for everything to come through. But yeah, because it's been a rough year, and I think after 12 years of working for the same organisation, I just needed a change in it myself. And it's been a rough year, because I've had a lot of illness. I had my gallbladder out, stuff like that. So it's like, looking forward to next year, hoping it's going to be more of a positive year. So, yeah. But have either of you been doing the Last Christmas challenge?
No, what's that? I didn't even know about that.
No, explain.
You have to get to the 25th of December without hearing Last Christmas.
Oh no, I did hear about this actually. No, I can't remember. It's on telly all the time. You can put anything on, and even the ads, they'll chuck it in there. Yeah. So no,
it is possible. I've done it twice.
It's number one again, though, isn't it? So you can't knock it.
Yeah, I've managed to do it twice, but then I had to start changing it, because my wife and son realised what I was doing, and they play it every day in the car or wherever to deliberately scupper it for us. So I then changed it to a random Christmas song, and I had to, and it had to be like one that that'd be like equally up there, like rocking around the Christmas tree or that sort of stuff. Whether
How much money? How much money do you reckon she makes every year just out of that one Christmas song?
Probably enough to keep her in a nice lifestyle.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, she doesn't go on tour, does she?
No.
I could, so. Oh, Mariah Carey.
Oh no, but she keeps bringing an album out every year, didn't she? So she just recycles it.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking about the Kim Wilde version.
What's it to say?
And I forgot what his name was. Mel Smith version. That one.
Oh, right, okay. No.
But that was a charity single, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good. I enjoyed that one. Anyway, shall we go on to our first lot of the top fives?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
Right. So, Steve, your top 5 games for 2024.
So, are we going to go each do our 5 and do our 4, 3, 2, 1 because we're going to mix a little bit, maybe?
All right. So we all do. So you say 5, I say 5.
Yeah.
Okay, and then 4, 4, 4. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that.
But you won't have my one. So mine's MLB The Show 2024. Okay. I do like a bit of baseball. Looking at my true achievements and everything else with that, I have played it a fair bit, so I had to stick it in there, to be fair. It's a great game. It plays well, batting, catching, everything else. The presentation for the TV is spot on as well. So, to be fair, I mean, it's come from PlayStation originally, wasn't it? So It wasn't exclusive. It moved over. So this is what, the 2nd or 3rd year that Xbox have had it now. So
it was a bit of a coup that Xbox actually got it, because obviously all the people on PlayStation, they got to pay 60, 70 quid to buy this game.
Yeah.
Xbox, the first year they got it, bosh, straight on Game Pass, and I think
it just plays well and everything else to it. If you're not a baseball fan, you won't like it. But it's spot on, to be fair.
Nice.
Who's next?
Do you want me to go next?
Yeah, you go next.
So my number 5. Now I just want a heads up on what my games. I haven't actually got an order for them yet, so I'm going to sort of order them as I go, and I'm struggling with a couple of games. But what I know for sure, my number 5 is the Plucky Squire. Don't know if you've heard about this, but the Plucky Squire is an indie game, and you are a 2D character, and you're like a hand-drawn character on a book, and you can see the book on the screen, even like with the seam down the middle, and you walk across it, and then you get a magical power to jump out of the book, and then you become a 3D character, and you have to do things outside of the book and on your table in a 3D world, and then you'll grab a piece of equipment or something like that, and you can take it back into the book with you, and then you do the next part of the puzzle in the book.
It sounds like a song for Aha would Take On Me, because that's what the video was doing, wasn't it?
Maybe that's where they got the inspiration from. But a very clever idea, really nicely done. The narrator, I don't know who did the narrator, but he's got. In fact, I wouldn't mind looking up who did the narrating, because it was a very familiar voice, a very sort of, you could imagine a storybook narrator sort of voice to it. It's absolutely brilliant, really nicely done, looked great, and a great idea. Nice indie game. So I put that for my number 5.
Cool.
Okay. Well, my number 5 is Helldivers 2.
I knew that'd be in there somewhere.
Yeah, really good game. This, Steve, if you dug out your PlayStation 4 Pro and put it on there, I think you'd really enjoy this, because it's a game on a theme like Destiny, but it's played third party like Gears of War. That's it, it's like Gears of War and Destiny had a love child.
I have heard a lot about it.
It's a great game, great multiplayer.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are a couple of little bits with it that are great as well. That you can call in power ups, and they get launched down to you, and then you've got a power up to use. And it's like you got to go do a mission and then escape, and then there's floods of enemies coming at you. It's a multiplayer, so you play with all your friends, but friendly fire is turned off, so you can. It gets hilarious because you can kill them by accident or not accident all the time. And so the reason I'm talking about this is because this is in my list somewhere. So I just wanted to jump on it while you're.
Well, no, you might as well mix it in as well at the same time. Then, so it's not a problem.
Yeah. So just another thing that I really liked. It's got a massive Starship Troopers feel about it. Absolutely massive. It's done so well.
Is that with the bugs then? Is it or?
Yeah. So there's now 3 enemy types, but when it first came out, there were 2 enemy types, and it was a load of bugs, and the other one was like mech Terminator style enemies. It's absolutely brilliant. It's I've got it on the PC. I can imagine on PlayStation, especially if it's like on a PlayStation 5 with their haptics triggers, I bet it's got a real good feel to it. And you've also got to give them props on. So the first Helldivers was an asymmetrical top-down style twin stick shooter, and they really upgraded it this year. So I don't want to say where it is on my list yet, because to be honest, I don't know myself. But yeah, it's a gem, and I'm not surprised it's on your list because it is. It is a bit of a shame it's not on Xbox because
who's the developer?
I can't remember who it is, but it's a bit of a PlayStation thing, isn't it? Yeah. Because even on PC, and a lot of people have moaned about this, you have to log into PlayStation to play it on the PC. So there's, people aren't loving that, but it doesn't take away from that is a cracking game.
No, it is a really good game, and you're quite right. The Starship Troopers vibe on it, but I've kind of gone through a bit of a Starship Troopers theme this year, not on my charts, but in terms of games that I've played, because I've played another couple of Starship Troopers games as well. Like one of them was a Command and Conquer style version of Extermination, was it, or something like that?
I think I've got it. I haven't played it yet though.
Yeah, it really is, very much Starship Troopers through and through. Even right down to in between the gameplay, there's adverts, like there is, with all that. Do you want to know more? And absolutely brilliant. I love Starship Troopers. It's one of my favourite films of all time.
It's a good,
that was what, 1999, something like that. The effects on it look amazing still. It holds up, doesn't it? Yeah, because I've got the 4K version of the movie, and it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, really good. Okay, number 4.
So another sports title here. I've gone for F1 24. So, bit of an F1 nut. I know we're into F1 25 now, if I think correctly. Am I wrong? I think it's out. Not too sure. But again, EA have done well with the sim on it. Gives you all the stuff you want, all the tracks and everything else, the cars, drivers. Put you in there with it. There's a bit of an interactive, real-time stuff with the drivers and everything else. Just typical racing, really. Shame I haven't got a one of those things that you can have for putting it together on your seat and just having a nice big rig for it. But no, thoroughly enjoyable for me. But yeah,
I haven't played an F1 game for
since the PlayStation 1.
Probably, yeah. I was just thinking it will probably be the PlayStation 1. What would that have been, about 98, 99, something like that?
With Murray Walker doing the commentating.
Yeah. Go, go, go! That used to be brilliant.
But yeah, no, they really do a good job with it, and I'm glad it's a licensed product still, because some sports games licenses change, so it gets a bit crap sometimes. But yeah, no, thoroughly enjoyable, worth just picking up and having a play. I'm not sure if it's on Game Pass. Yeah, it is. I think it's on Game Pass.
All right, okay.
So worth
Did
a
you
shot.
buy it though, or did you play it on Game Pass?
No, I didn't. No, don't think I did. Or did I? I might. No, tell a lie. I probably bought it on the cheap with CD keys, probably.
Yeah.
Which is a go-to place to go, isn't it?
Oh god, yeah, definitely for everything. Apart from PlayStation, unfortunately, because they don't allow the selling of the keys.
Robbing
I don't know.
bastards, that's what they are. Oh yeah, no, they're after top money all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've got like 3 months at a time on the Game Pass now with that. That's just about right for me. Easy to manage, so
Yeah.
really good.
Tricky.
Okay, Tricky.
What's your one?
Okay, so this is where my list is. It changes all the time. It is changing all the time. But in my number 4 spot, I got my number 4 spot is Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and I know. Call of Duty's not the trendiest thing to be putting in a top 5, but and it's not just me, from what I can tell. People are really enjoying this, and I am really enjoying it. They brought back round-based zombies, which is a nice touch, and on release, obviously they're still, they're after your money any way they can. So boom, straight away, battle pass, get a battle pass. Rah, 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 rah. But what I would say is, with round-based zombies, for instance, they're giving you 2 maps straight off the bat. Normally, you get 1 and it's half-baked. And you got 2 maps that were pretty good. They've added a 3rd now, which is the 3rd one's actually very good as well. They've added wonder weapons to that, and they've kept it fresh. It's all been updated for Christmas now, so there's some snowy maps. They've also put in so there are little perks you can get called gobble gums, and one of them is when you kill the zombies, they get extreme flatulence. So it had to go on my list after that. I was like, oh my good, it made me laugh quite a lot.
How solid's the campaign? Sorry, I was going to just put in there.
So, well, I haven't finished the campaign, but that everyone says to me the campaign's great.
I have got it downloaded.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
They say it's actually very good. I haven't played it myself, but that just shows the strength of the multiplayer, because I'm absolutely engrossed in it. Now, this came out in October. I've sunk 160 hours into it since October.
Wow.
And it is a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It surprised me quite a lot, because Call of Duty, I completely get hooked on hype all the time. I fall for it every bloody time. I say to myself, no, and then a cool trailer will come on with some Metallica music in the background or something like that, and I'll be like, oh my god, I'm in. And then I end up playing a game I play a game for a week, and then I'm like, oh, no, I'm done with this. This has got its hooks in, and I just think I've played too much of it for it not to be in my list.
What's it like playing? Because back in the day, multiplayer was a little bit toxic back in the day, I remember.
I haven't. So they've got things like they've added little emotes. If you win and you're like in the top 3 in your team, they've got little emotes. You can be like, shh. So there is that element of toxicity built into it. I don't know what they're like on the chat, because I mute everyone every time. I'm a miserable git. I'll listen to some music or a podcast or something, and or the radio, and have that one in the background while I play. I do that a lot with games now, actually. But round-based zombies and the multiplayer, both really good on it. I've sunk so many hours into it, so it had to be in here. I will try and get the campaign done at some point, but every time I turn it on, I want to jump back into the multiplayer, which is a sign of, they've done it right this year. It just feels real good. My only criticism of it, and it's a criticism I have of it every year, is the file size is a total joke.
Yeah, it's 250 gig, isn't it?
So if you want to put Warzone in there and stuff like that, yeah, it packs it out to a crazy size. And then there'll be an update every bloody 3 weeks, and that's like 40 gig. And it's like, oh my good God. And that previously I got so sick of it that I was like, no, I'm done. I haven't had that yet. It might come. I'm not going to play Call of Duty all year. It won't happen. I'll drop off. As soon as the next hype thing comes out, I'll be, ooh, what's that over there?
Shiny object.
Yeah, exactly. It is like that. Yeah, Magpie. But right now, number 4, Call of Duty. Brilliant.
Nice.
My number 4 is Stellar Blade.
Yeah, okay.
So there was a lot of controversy over this game because of the supposed hypersexualized imagery.
The booty.
Yeah, all of that sort of stuff. But to be honest, it's just a good game. It's quite near automata sort of like gameplay, really, and it's just quite enjoyable. I haven't finished the campaign as of yet, but it looks fantastic. It's really good quality graphics, and what was quite amusing, I thought, was they were saying about how it was like a stylized version of a woman, and then evidently it was based on the modeling of like the game writer's wife or something or other like that, because they were saying that it was all stylized, but no, it was evidently based on a real person in terms of the looks and that. So it's just one of them things, isn't it? I think whatever you do nowadays, if you have a female character, she'll either be, you look at Star Wars Outlaws, that the actress who does the voice for that's quite an attractive woman, but they've made the character that she plays not as attractive. So it's they're complaining about making her ugly. If they'd have made her attractive, then it'd have been complaining about that. And it just forget about all of that, because you're not, it's like it's a computer.
It's irrelevant.
Character. It's irrelevant. You're just playing a game. And why people think that all of that sort of stuff's so important, I think it overshadowed and a big cloud on the game, when it's actually a good game to play. So I would recommend it if you haven't tried it. Have either of you? I wouldn't have thought you would have tried it, Steve. But Tricky, have you tried that?
No. Like I said to you, I would have struggled this year to get a 5 together. That didn't make my list. If I was probably previously podcasting, I probably would have jumped on it, because I would have liked to get as many new games in as possible. But that one I didn't get round to. What did you play it on?
PS5.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I must admit, I tend to do, if I buy a game, I'll buy it on the PS5. But if I don't buy it, I'll play it on Game Pass on the Xbox. That's or I'll buy it on the PC. It'll be one of those two sort of formats that I'll buy stuff more than on Xbox, just because Game Pass has just changed the way I purchase games on that platform.
Absolutely, yeah.
Or use games anyway. Okay, so let's do the next one, Steve.
So for me, it's Starfield. There's been a lot of controversy over its the time it's been there, because it's sort of a game that's been built slowly. So we've now had Shattered Space as the DLC, which came out this year.
Have you jumped on that?
I have started it. I did have a problem Bethesda way, because there was an issue, but I did sort it out because of the way you had to download it. But anyway,
you didn't get the scenery then. You didn't get.
No. It was down to how to get the mission to start. That was what it was.
Right, okay.
But I mean, I've reset my character about 4 times now.
Yeah.
Because without spoiling it, it's what you do. And I don't really want to spoil it. I mean, people haven't played it, I don't know.
Guy, once you get the end is you reset the character.
Well, no. no, you have a choice
Yeah.
at the end of the game to do something, and all I'll say, it's a multi-universe. That's why you do what you do. But they've now got the way they did with Fallout and Skyrim. Now you've got creations in there, mods in there, so your world's your oyster, really. There's a vehicle for the planets as well you can use.
Do you dip into the mods?
Hmm?
Do you dip into the mods?
Yeah, I've got 2 characters, so I've started a brand new one with mods and one without, in the creation side. But yeah, it's an ongoing thing. I think they've done well. It's been, when this came out, it was the first game for 25 years that was brand new to them. Obviously, another game's come out since then, but yeah, and I think the hours I've put into this, it's just enjoyable and chilling to just drive through space. The same way with Elite Dangerous for yourself when you did that back in the day. But it's got that Mass Effect feel. It's got all that sort of sci-fi imagery in there. And with the way the story goes, which is very clever without spoiling it, that's why I'm hooked to it, to be fair.
Yeah.
With how the story goes.
It's 10 years now. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've been having some celebrations, and there's been stuff happening in the ongoing universe where the Thargoids have been attacking Earth and stuff like that as well, because it is a constantly evolving universe. But evidently, everybody who's played that game, only 1% of the whole of the game has been explored.
Which is nuts, really, isn't it, to be fair?
Yeah, but that's how big the galaxy is.
I haven't been to every planet yet. I'm getting through them. It's like, yeah, I've got a few different ships I've been building. I've got a nice apartment now in a penthouse suite. I've been modding in there and doing bits and pieces to put all my weapons, which I've been collecting. So I will say, if you do reset your character due to the story, you lose a lot of your weaponry. But then I built that back up again, and with new suits and stuff you get with the characters that are involved in the story, it's pretty cool. It really is. Okay.
Tricky one that you've played?
So with Starfield, I again got caught up in the hype with it. I paid the extra to be able to play it early.
I did that, yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I uninstalled it before the actual release came out. I absolutely blitzed through it, but I just found it a bit boring.
Did you complete the story?
No.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Right. It didn't hook me in. It needs to. Games I can drop off them so easily. They need to really get their hooks in, and that.
Thing is, with these games, you can wander off for hours and do other stuff. But the idea of the story.
Here's a question for you both. In terms of games, with the way that Game Pass is now, do you think your Game Pass has damaged gaming in respect of, if you'd have, I know in this term you bought the game, but generally by going on to Game Pass, are you less tolerant of games on Game Pass than if you'd have bought them?
I know what you mean. There's more buy-in. You're talking about buy-in, aren't you? And if I hadn't have spent any money on it, no, because you can get a good game on Game Pass and get hooked on it. I do think it's been lacking quality, Game Pass for I can't think of. There's been a few indie games that have been absolute bangers, but Xbox have the most. Not anymore, actually, but they were the most powerful console. It was the absolute top console to have, and there was a period of time there were no new AAA games to be playing on it, which is a bit disappointing. I do think it's lacking quality, and maybe I do drop off things quicker because I haven't paid 70 quid. But then at the same time, I get to try a lot of games with it, which is really nice.
But it's that sweet shop scenario, isn't it, really? Because you want to dip in and out, and where if you paid for the game,
you're stuck with it.
And you'd play it.
You would, yeah. Well, I see. No, well, I would if it's shit. If it was crap, I'd just moan about it a lot. I'd have kicked off, gone, I paid 70 quid for this, and it's, it's boring. And I probably play a lot less games now. Let's talk about it from a point of view of these games are £70. It's a lot of money to be spending on games, and I don't risk it anymore.
No.
I don't pre-order anything. I used to pre-order a few bits and pieces. I don't pre-order anything anymore. I wait for reviews. I look at a lot of reviews, and I've got to make a judgment call on whether because it is a lot of money now.
It is.
Yeah, there are a few studios that, if they say they're bringing a game out, okay, for me it's a minimal risk, and I'll Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto is coming out next year. I'm probably not going to pre-order it, but I'm buying it day one. I know I'm buying it day one. It doesn't matter what is said on any review thing or anything like that. I'll be getting it. But I am a lot more cautious with my game.
But even that's going to be, you're talking nearly £100 for that, probably.
Could be.
Yeah,
it could be. There's definitely going to be there'll be some sort of Game Pass, not Game Pass, season pass. They're going to monetize it. That basically there will be the single player is going to be absolutely phenomenal. It's going to be brilliant, but they will be banking on us as gamers playing the multiplayer for the next decade. They're planning on, right, we need 10 years for this.
I haven't played that I haven't played it that long. I haven't played it for years, the multiplayer part of the last one.
Yeah. But people are they're still making a lot of money out of that. That's why we haven't had anything for so long off them, because they're making money. If they weren't making any money, they'd soon pump the games out a bit quicker.
How Red Dead Redemption 2 online wasn't making any money, and now that's dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Grand Theft Auto is still making money. People are playing it, and that they will set themselves up. They will go massive on the next multiplayer for this, because they'll want it next decade to be making money out of it.
You have to be careful on how they produce what they, for the drops for what you pay for. EA in the past and other games that have had that. They got these shark cards in there, so
yeah.
You have to be careful, and these days people have not got that money to spend.
Well, I think I do think they lean and hope on they're banking on kids wanting to get a shiny car or something stupid like that, So I do think, even though it's going to be an 18 game, they are angling on kids, bugging their parents to buy them shark cards and stuff like that. They're talking about the map's going to evolve as well. So basically, you'll have a map for a year, let's say, and then I think they're going to change it. It was the talk, to keep it fresh.
They're doing the same thing with Fortnite, aren't they? That
thing, exactly that. They're going to do the same thing.
Yeah. Okay, so what's your...
Sorry, we're at number 3, aren't we?
Yeah.
We've done a massive sidetrack there. My number 3, Helldivers 2, for all the reasons we talked about. It's a great game, and I'll just give the added bonus of you can go along with your friends, fight through hordes and hordes of enemies, and you just about get to the objective, and then you can shoot them in the head and take it for yourself. So that's my number 3.
Yeah. Okay. Good choice.
Yeah.
My number 3 is, I think that this game, it didn't do as well as I think that they thought it was going to, but I don't think they really overhyped it either, and that's Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Because it's more akin to the old Prince of Persia, talking about the original ones, where it's a 2D sort of platform puzzle game, and I'm sort of 3/4 of the way through. I started off on the PlayStation 5, then I moved over and tested it on the Mac Mini to play it, and it plays fantastic on there. And then I went back to the PlayStation 5 to continue what I was doing.
Is it crossplay?
No, it's not.
No. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So
PlayStation game crossplay, get out of here. Come on.
fair point.
No, but obviously it links up with your Origin, or your Ubisoft account rather, in the
Got ya.
background. So yeah, you get the unlocks from that and earn the points as well. Steve's disappeared.
So, one keyboard.
So yeah, but it is really good. It's got a nice sort of at first, you start off where it's like the hack and slash and a few jumping things, and then the difficulty starts to ramp up, especially in terms of like a lot of the later stuff. And I have to admit, on the PlayStation, once I've got through and finished off an area, and until I unlock the next area, rather than have to keep going through all of the very very stressful jumping sections that there are in there is actually,
sounds familiar.
yeah, there is actually the ability to turn on quick jump, so that if you get to a point where you think, no, this was deliberately done just to slow you down in the game so that you didn't complete it within half a day, sort of thing, I'll just, there's no need to go through all of that. You can just jump straight through it. And that is a lot better, because otherwise I think I would break my controller with frustration with the game, because there have been points, especially with some of the ones where it's dealing with sort of like time. So there's one point where you've got to unlock 2 lots of time powers to be able to do this particular puzzle, and it's up there on the top left hand corner of your map, and it's there for ages until you've unlocked these time powers, and then you've got to do this very convoluted way of going right the way around this massive maze of rooms and then up to it, and then there are 4 doors in this area, and you go into the first one, and it's quite a simple puzzle once you figure out, because you'll get like these 3 pharaoh hieroglyphs sort of on the wall, and then you'll push up, and then it'll start the event going, and then you'll get so many seconds to do something. So that might be run along, stand on a pad to open up like a platform, and then it'll reset, and then your character will do it again, but then you'll be controlling another version of yourself, so you can then jump off that platform to get to the next bit, and then it'll run out of time, and then your 2 characters will then do that, and then you've got to get even further along. And sometimes you're looking at it thinking, how the hell am I going to do this? And there was a couple of ones where the last one, I must have done it 30 times before I actually got the timings just right, because there's this bit where you've got to drop down, stand on a platform, then drop down and jump onto another platform, and then jump up and pull a lever down, and then your third run through, you've got to jump down and then stand on the same the upper platform, but your first character has to jump up very quickly so that you can skip through this door that flaps down, and then you can finish off the level. And just getting the timings of that, it was an absolute son of a bitch to do. It took me 2 hours to get that done, and I just kept walking away from it and coming back and thinking, right, this time. And when I did it, and it was a one time I hadn't got record on, because I thought I really wanted to record the fact that I'd done it, and then I did it, and I thought, no way in hell's chance am I doing that again just to get a recording of it.
Frustration in the greatest place there, isn't it?
Oh yeah, but it was really enjoyable frustration, because you just keep thinking to yourself, one more go, I can get this, one more go. That's what's really worked for me. And I think there's new DLC for this game as well. So and then there's a like a cartoony version of it, or a similar sort of game that's come out on Steam. I don't know if you've seen it, Tricky, when you've been on Steam, but it's sort of like similar but more hand drawn. I can't remember what it's called, but it's Prince of Persia, something Dark Prince or something.
All right, I haven't seen it, but okay.
I think I'm probably going to try that later on as well. But I want to finish off this story because it's quite an enjoyable story, because you're one of several immortals whose the prince has been killed, and you go and try and save him. Or, well, you've been kidnapped and you go and try and save him, but then he gets killed, and then your leader turns on you, and then that's the sort of story. But yeah, it's a really good game, and I think it's one which is a real shame that not that many people have played. So if you get the chance, definitely have a look at that one.
Cool.
Steve, you're number 2.
The final shape from Destiny 2.
Yeah. Of course it is.
Of course it is.
I'm actually stuck to what his number 1 is now.
That's easy. Because you've had a few issues with stories over the years with Destiny, they nailed this right. With the Witness story continuing, bringing back Cade for it as well, they nailed it.
Come back. How does he come back? He was
not saying.
God,
but the new prismatic super you get, which mixes with your original arc and so everything else as well, works really well. The extra exotics with you can have with a with your tea towel or your armband, whatever, for your character, they work really good and clever. The seasons is a bit weird, but they're okay. The last one's been a bit crap, to be fair, but they didn't get them always right. But no, I think and I think a lot of people I've spoken to, the story and how that ends is really good. It's very satisfying as a Destiny player, because you get your highs and lows in that game many times.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still playing. I'm playing for a few days this week, but we've got the Dawning on at the moment. It's pretty standard stuff though. But we're just waiting out for the next season to start in January at the moment. Next part of that, but yeah, it's well worth watching.
Well,
and even enjoying it.
As I was saying to Steve on earlier on, I have.
Horror.
So I will be joining you at some point in the near future, Steve.
Yeah, you only got to tell me where and when, and I'll be there.
Right. Okay. Tricky, are you not tempted on Destiny?
No, I've got enough time sinks as it is, and I know Destiny very much is. If someone is into Destiny, they are in. And Steve obviously is fully into Destiny.
It's 10 years now, isn't it?
10 years, yeah, it's crazy. I got Destiny 1, and I have played Destiny 2 when it came out, because I think it went free, didn't it? The base.
Yeah, it did.
Without.
It did, yeah.
And I gave that a go, and it's good fun and stuff like that. But I have not got the time to dedicate to one game, and that's kind of what you got to do with that.
Because you got Call of Duty, you can only do one multiplayer like that.
Yeah, exactly. And and like I said, I will get bored with Call of Duty at some point. But then that will be because the next thing is out, and I will scurry off to check whatever that is. So, no.
I'm not going to blame Sony for what's happened recently over the last 6 months, but it's going to be a pear-shaped, really, with Bungie. But hopefully they'll put it all back with people that they lost. And sort of say, I'm not going to say they sacked him because I don't know the story really, but it's not been good.
Well, the whole game, everyone in gaming, it's been a bit of a nightmare, hasn't it? There's been so many people. It's like thousands of jobs, literally thousands of jobs have been cut this year through. And I wonder if it's because of AI. They were talking about, you can program games through AI. So is this what companies are doing there? But the thing is, these games, the good ones, it's art. Is AI going to be able to produce art to the same sort of obviously the likes of, have a quick dig at the likes of Ubisoft. They could probably pump out an Assassin's Creed super quick with AI, because it's a copy and paste. Let's just reskin it, but largely you do the same thing. They probably could use a lot of AI for that. But the good games, the really good games, it's people. You need the people. You need artists. You need decent writers. You want people doing graphics that have attention to detail on little things. You play a little game, you go, they've thought about putting that in there. That's a great idea. That's why we play games. And not for these copy and paste games where you buy a battle pass and yeah. So yeah, it's been pretty shit for jobs wise this year for gamers. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Tricky, what's your...
Right. This has changed so many times. Obviously, when we talked about this and we were going to do, I knew I was going to do some sort of Christmas show this year. I was like, oh crap, okay, I got to get a list together. Fine, all right. And I thought it was obvious, but my number 1 and 2 has changed so many bloody times you wouldn't believe. But my number 2 is, and this, this could have easily been number 1. Honest to God, could have been number 1, but it's not. It's a game called Balatro.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have played this, but it is a card game, and you play poker hands, but it's a roguelike card game where the very first round you do, it's very vanilla. You play a poker hand to beat the target score you need to beat. But then you get some cash after you've done that. Not a lot. You get let's say $5 for winning a round. And then you go to the store. Now in the store, you can buy things to either get a Joker card. Now that will have a certain ability that will give you a multiplier, or it'll add more chips if you have a straight or something like that. And that will change the way that, 1, you play your hands, and 2, how you build your deck. What you can also get on there is you get tarot cards, and they will modify your cards to have different abilities as well. So you have abilities on the Jokers, you'll have abilities that you can add onto the cards themselves, and you can also get planet cards that if you buy those and add them, they up the score of a particular hand that you want. So if you play 2-pair a lot, you can get the 2-pair planet card and keep on upgrading that. And I'm telling you, it is crazy addictive, and it was so close to being in the number 1. It by a clear mile. It's the best indie game of the year. And it's got that. Did you guys play? It's not like this game, but you guys played Vampire Survivors.
Yes.
Yes.
That
Hayden
level.
did, yeah.
Yeah, it's that level of replayability and sort of addictiveness. You get that short fix, or you can be playing it all bloody night. It's fantastic. It's so worth giving a go, and I think it's on everything. It's on PlayStation, Steam, Switch. You can get it on your mobile. It's so worth having a look at.
I've got to go quiet, mate, guys, a minute. Bear with me.
No worries. I couldn't recommend this enough. Give it a go. It's not that expensive. I think it's a tenner. I think it might even, if you go on CD Keys, you might be able to pick it up for about £6. And it's so addictive, so much fun, and you just get that. Oh, just one more go.
And that's what you want on a game, isn't it? Is that?
Yeah, it's so good. But not that this makes a difference, but I was trying to justify it to get it to number 1, and I was like, this is made by one guy, I'm told, and it's such a good idea. Graphics are, there's no special graphics. It's as indie as you can get on that side of things.
Well, look at you said Vampire Survivor. That couldn't get any more basic graphics than that game.
Yeah. It's the same, but it's the game, it's the physical gameplay, and it's the, like the games where there's no, they don't even really end. Like Tetris, Pac-Man, Vampire Survivors. I would put that sort of feel. This Balatro is sort of there with, you could just keep it. You buy this, you could play it forever.
Yeah,
it's great. It's so much fun, and very addictive. If you haven't got it for like £6, well worth giving it a go. Even if, so I like playing poker anyway, so it was, it's a no-brainer for me. Let's give it a go. But even if you didn't know how to play poker, you'd very quickly learn with this game. Not that, encouraging for people to go and gamble, but this game is so much fun. It's, even if you didn't know how to play poker, it's worth picking up and learning, because you'll have absolutely hours of fun with it. Crazy addictive. So my number 2 is that, but it could have, I tell you, it number one. It's been number 1 a few times. What I've been doing is I've been playing this, going, oh yeah, easily, this is my game of the year, easy. And I was like, let's just go try the other game. I'm like, I go on now, I'm like, shit, this is really good. And yeah, it's been going back and forth a lot. My number 2, Balatro, give it a go. You love it. You would love it.
yeah. I'll certainly have a look at that one.
Yeah, for £6 you'd love it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Cool. Well, my one is an AI put together one, obviously, but it's Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Oh, really?
Really?
I didn't even play that one.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan.
Yeah.
So it was obviously going to be appearing in here somewhere. But in terms of it, it was a smaller affair. There wasn't as many collectibles and stuff like that, and it wasn't a bad story. It was based on one of the characters from the last Assassin, Valhalla, who appeared in a couple of bits of that game. One of the assassins from Valhalla, and yeah, it was just a really enjoyable game. I did complete it. I didn't 100% the whole of the game because I just couldn't be bothered. It
Just a very quick one.
Yeah.
Is this the one? It's based in a city, and they've really gone back to their roots with it. Okay, yeah, I've got it. Yeah, all right, okay, carry on.
Yeah. So it's not like Odyssey, where you have like all the Greece and all of that, to go at. With that massive map, you're just literally more or less in a city. There's very little that's not in there, but really it plays well. It played very smooth. I didn't get any issues with it or anything like that. It looks good. I started playing it on PlayStation, and then I went over to PC to play it. I don't know why, but I did. I did actually I think I got the option to copy over my player as well from that, but I chose to start again because I'd started as I don't know what it is with Assassin's Creed games, but I get so excited about they're out, and then I go and start playing them, and I think maybe I burned myself out on them a little bit, and then because I'll think there's one coming up, so I'll go and play the last one a bit, and then I just sort of think I'm a bit fed up now, so I'll move on to the next thing, and then forget where I got to and have to restart the whole damn thing again and complete it all within a few days, sort of thing. The only exception to that is obviously Odyssey, because that is such a long game, and I have 100%ed everything on that game. 2 platforms, and I'm working on my 3rd playthrough on PC because I've got the platinum for it on PlayStation, and the full whatever it is gamer score with all of the DLC. Because when I say I've platinumed it, I mean I also all the DLC as well.
Yeah.
So it's it's an absolutely massive game, is that? But this one is about 30 or 40 hours, opposed to Odyssey, where the main story was like 100 hours, and another say 50 hours for the DLC. And God, I don't know how long Valhalla is, because I just gave up the will to live with that game.
I was just about to say I got serious burnout when I saw you open up the map on Valhalla, and I was like, oh no, I don't think I can do this. And it's because they've just made them. They obviously thought to themselves, bigger is better, and they kept on doing it and kept on doing it, and then you got to Valhalla, and everyone's like, oh, that's a bit much for me now. So I'm actually really glad they've gone to a more concise sort of made it good quality, smaller map, and gone back to their roots. I think that's a really great thing, because I was getting burnt out with the open world.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you've not tried it and you like Assassin's Creed games, then try it. If you don't like Assassin's Creed, stay clear of it, because it's much more like the classic Assassin's Creed in every way. Even in like the looks, because it goes back to Assassin's Creed 1 in terms of the environment sort of look, and yeah, it's just really enjoyable. But I think it's one of those games that you've got to like Assassin's Creed games, to get anything out of them. Otherwise, it's not going to be your thing. So yeah, Steve, we're just talking about Assassin's Creed. Have you tried Mirage?
No, I haven't actually. It's very cheap now, isn't it?
It is now, yeah. Well, it was a cheaper game anyway, because I think it was sold about 35, 40 quid. Because it wasn't like a Valhalla sort of level.
No.
Thing. I think Valhalla takes up about 150 gigs of hard drive space. It's a huge game.
I didn't go down Valhalla. I haven't played that one. I thought don't think I was going to like it, to be fair.
No, I don't know what it is, but playing England, it felt like a mucky version of the game. That's the only way I can describe it. I think it's because the weather's always like murky and stuff like that, and it just gave the wrong sort of feeling. It's not like you're playing Ghost of Tsushima, where you get those luscious environments and stuff like that, or even like
Odyssey. You did, didn't you?
Sorry,
Odyssey.
Oh, Odyssey. Yeah, we were just saying about how I platinumed and 100% gamer scored that on on that game, and I'm now working on the Steam version of it. So that's my little dip in project. Do a couple of missions and then go and do something else, sort of thing.
You need help.
I enjoy and I also play Alexios all the time. I don't play Cassandra, which is not what you played at all, Steve, is it?
No.
I think didn't they say the female character was actually the better character go for? I kept on hearing that the story was, very much lent towards being her. Did I hear that right?
No, I think it's kind of very little is different between the two.
Okay, all right.
I think they're more or less the same story, but from what I've played, because I did go on to Cassandra at one point, I think the story seems to be progressing exactly the same, but it's just like missions like the one where the guy asks you to satisfy his wife.
Right.
Slightly.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, that's that was my number 2. So Steve, what's your number 1?
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
What a surprise!
I can't swear, but it's amazing. It's what the last 2 movies should have been, as far as I'm concerned. I haven't finished it yet. I'm in Egypt at the minute, and Cairo. Is it Cairo? I think it's Cairo. So, but come on, That for a single player game like that ticks all the boxes. You get your fix from the original movie at the beginning without spoiling for people who haven't seen it or played it. Troy Baker's voice acting is superb. It's everything you want in a game like that we've never had in a movie tie-in. Freaking good, yeah. Have you tried it yet, Tricky?
Yeah, I've given it a go, and I got that buzz of the first section of the game, and I'm like, oh, here we go, this is it. And I played a bit more beyond that, but I haven't been able to. The problem is it's too close to Christmas for me to. And I think that's what you'll get with a lot of people that do podcasts and doing their top 5 and the Game Awards and stuff like that. It's just too, from a commercial point of view, spot on. Just before Christmas, that's what Xbox would have wanted. Absolutely perfect. That is the game for Christmas. Great. But if they want to be involved in talk on with games in a game of the year sort of thing, it's a bit too last minute. I think there's that decision to be made, isn't it? That you don't you don't want to go later than October.
No, the big podcasters though, they cane these games out, don't they? They get them a bit early or whatever.
Yeah, but then on the amateur scene,
No, we don't. No. But I mean, I don't want it to finish. I really don't. It reminds me of a Tomb Raider game back in the day that you didn't want the game to finish. Yeah. So I'm just taking my time and dipping in. What's good though, from a point of if you got OCD, that you can go back to another area.
Okay.
To do other tasks in the game. You know. I thought it was going to be very linear, but I was so far wrong from that. Because you can just wander off and do other stuff.
Yeah, I do like the combat in it. It feels like you're having a proper punch up when do you know what I mean? When you're having fisticuffs with people. I haven't used the gun all that much. I seem to just sneak around, hit people over the head.
No, I've used it once. I've used my gun once.
Yeah.
I've used a whip and fists, but it's got all the sound effects as well from the films. Yeah, it's spot on. It really is. I mean,
opening bit is absolutely amazing. When you, I mean, you can't beat that. Let's face it.
No, I think that was there to tease you, obviously, without spoiling what happens after that. Excuse me. I was very surprised because we lost Tony Todd earlier this year, the actor, and he plays a giant.
Right.
I don't know how far you got in. If you got to where he works.
It's right at the start. Yeah, the start he fights the giant. Yeah.
That was Tony Todd who passed away this year. He was in Candyman and all that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Final Destination movies as well. But no, I don't know how many more surprises there are yet. But yeah, it's
a joy.
It is.
Yeah.
And I think after the disappointing last 2 movies, this sits between Raiders and Last Crusade. So I don't know where other bits are going to happen to remind us of other stuff yet. We'll wait and see. But it's just I can't praise it enough.
Are you playing it on the Series X? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And how's it holding up for you?
Fine. I mean, we've had another update this week for the ray tracing.
Cool.
So they're obviously going up the game and they're tweaking it all the time.
Yeah.
And then obviously I bought the what you call it, the 3-day pass earlier, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But that also gives you the DLC that's going to come out later. So can't knock it really.
I did have a dilemma with that game where because I do anything first person, I play it on the PC, person shooters and stuff like that. But I think with that one, I decided to play it on my Series X just because I wanted it on my TV. I wanted to be sat on a sofa. I wanted the indie music to be kicking off, or I wanted to be in my sofa in front of my TV and experience it like that instead of in front of my computer.
How did you set up? Did you have it on cinematic to give you widescreen?
No, I didn't. I've got a 65-inch OLED.
So what I'm in the settings of the game,
Right.
you can have it's two settings. One cinematic, and it'll give you like a widescreen view of the game. It opens it up bigger as if you're watching the film.
Oh, really? No, I didn't do that. I've got it on.
And if you switch between the two and you've got a still area, you'll see what you miss. You lose a little bit of the perspective of the whole.
Yeah, it's like having so I've got an ultra wide screen here, and it essentially does the same thing. So what you're saying is, it might be worth playing on the PC and putting that, because then that'll fit my ultra wide perfectly. Would be my guess.
But even though just the first, as soon as you hit go, and he's standing there in front of the mountain, which was the Paramount Mountain, which intermixed obviously at the start of Raiders.
Yeah.
When he stands there, and then I don't know, after the first bit, you're finding the guy's camp, but it's just using the John Williams music for that. Man, that was just heaven.
Yeah, they've done a really good job on that game, and well, you can't knock them for it, because it is, and it's absolutely perfect. That beginning bit is utterly brilliant.
It is.
I must admit, I started on it, but I didn't get much further than that because I just immediately got caught up into other things. But it's definitely one I want to go back to.
I mean, where I am at the minute, where I've gone, I think it's Cairo in Egypt. You got the pyramids and that there. Just brings back memories of the first film still.
Yeah.
But yeah, am I going to be the only person for number one for that then, I'm guessing?
Mine is not that.
Mine is not that.
Okay, then, go away.
It was just too last minute for me. I haven't played it enough to warrant chucking it in here. So my number one is Astrobot.
Okay. PS5, yeah?
PS5. Astrobot shows off what the PlayStation 5 controller can do better than any other game out there. That's not the only reason for me getting it. First things first. When you bought your PlayStation 5, there was a little Astrobot game. It was a small game, but it was an absolute bloody gem. And as soon as we got that, everyone was, if only this could be a full game. Well, they got to do that, and Jesus Christ, they did a brilliant job with it. Now, I know it's very Sony centric, the whole thing. It's, you're picking up little bits of PlayStation to build. Your ship is a PlayStation 5. This game is like corporate Monster. It's as Sony as you can get it. If you absolutely detest Sony, this is not the game for you. What I would say though is if they'd have chucked a Mario skin on this, it'd be, I don't know, it could be the best Mario game I'd have ever played at that point. Because just if you ignore all of the Sony on it, this might be the best platforming game I've ever played. It's an absolute gem, totally polished beyond belief. The haptics are great in it. Every level is different and fun, and every level's got its own mechanic to it. You get a little ability so you're able to go through this this area. You pick up, you go around searching for your bot mates, and some of them are little PlayStation characters. And I won't spoil it, but there'll be some characters who are like, you could imagine the big PlayStation characters, say, and when you collect them, they get their own level, and then you go to the level, and then you have that character's abilities to go through that level that is completely themed around that particular character's original game. It's just so good to play. So good to play. Could well be the best platformer I've ever played. And Yeah. So the reason I was going, is it Balatro? Is it Astrobot? It's a bit like David and Goliath. You got Balatro that's one person and, made on a shoestring sort of thing, and he's made a cracking game. And then you've got this giant corporation that's gone, but there's no getting away from that game is polished beyond belief. It came out, it worked perfectly. Every level's fantastic. And it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
I played the other version back in the day on the PSVR.
Yeah, which people really liked, didn't they? I didn't have a PSVR, so I didn't know. But this, as a standalone game, is top notch game. Really great. And like I said, if this game was reskinned and it was Mario running around and Mario themed levels, people would be absolutely, I mean, this is already getting very good critical acclaim, but people would be absolutely losing it if this was a Mario game, because it's just fantastic. And I'm just hoping that Nintendo have had a sneaky little go on this and gone, okay, this is the standard, because it really is the standard. It's so good. It's got to be number one for me. And I'm a bit of a Sony pony. I do like a PlayStation game. That's why I'm not totally sickened by how much PlayStation branding is in this. I can fully dive in. It's nothing but it's a treat for me.
This is the placement idea. I'm guessing, like in movies, you get your Pepsi can in there, but Sony will get their fingers in everywhere, won't they, with it?
It's beyond
based.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you're picking up, but they also, the characters that you can pick up, they got some that are totally obvious, and you're like, oh yeah, but they've got some real subtle characters, and you collect them, and you're like, oh crap, I remember that game, and it makes you reminisce all the time. You collect this character that's completely gone from your memory, and you're like, oh my god, I remember that game, that was brilliant. It's amazing. Probably could well be the best platform I've ever played, and that's why it's got to be my number one.
Fair enough.
Well, I'll do mine, and I bet neither of you have even heard of this one.
Okay.
It's going to be an indie game, isn't it?
Not as much. No, it's Deep Rock Galactic Survivor.
I've played this game.
Oh, you've played?
Yeah, I have played this with my mates. Yeah, it's yeah, go on.
Oh, hang on. You played the first person one?
Yeah. Yes. Sorry, this is different.
Deep Rock Galactic. This is Survivor at the end of it.
Oh, okay. Oh, tell me about it.
So, Deep Rock Galactic Survivor is a single-player game, and it's an isometric point of view, and basically you're a dwarf, as in like a sci-fi.
A small person.
Well, no, you're actually classified as a dwarf, like the ring sort of thing, but it's in space. And you've got to descend down 5 levels of mine-specific stuff within the mine, while constantly being attacked by bugs. And
is this on the PlayStation, I'm guessing?
No, this is on
PC.
Steam. So this is a Steam Early Access game.
Oh, okay.
I've been developing this over the last year, and I have put in on my Steam Deck about 150 hours into this game. Just playing it, and it's very repetitive because you just keep going down 5 levels, and there's currently 5 biodomes, but they're extending it to more. And then you've got certain mission parameters per biodome for each level, and you've got say 5 levels for each part of the map, and you get like the ongoing currency for you get something at the end of completing any of the challenges, and that unlocks more levels and that sort of stuff. And I've been playing this constantly, and it's just one of those things of because I'm playing it on the Steam Deck. It's absolutely perfect because it doesn't take loads and loads of power off your Steam Deck. Because if you play a AAA game on a Steam Deck, you're going to have about an hour and a half, and then you're going to have to plug it into the wall. Whereas this will go quite a bit longer, so you can have a really good game on it, and it's just very much that right length of a game of about 25 to 30 minutes, depending upon how good you are at completing the levels. So you can, like, if you've got a spare half an hour, you can pick it up, play through 5 levels, and then just leave it and then come back to it. So as you go through the game, you obviously mine all these resources, and then at the end of the game, you go back to the home screen, and then you can buy upgrades as well. So you can upgrade your character outside. So you start off very, very weak, and then you get more and more powerful as time goes on. But then you can also do like weapon levels, and there are like loads and loads of weapons on this game, and you can like prestige them up. And it gives you more of a percentage of uh, impact that they will have. So it'll boost the power by 4%, 8%, whatever. So and then as you're playing along the levels, you mine rocks and shoot the bugs, and they drop um, something that you pick up, and then that also feeds into a bit like what we call it. Talked about it earlier on. Um, you mentioned it, Tricky. What's it called? The indie game.
Elatro,
No, no.
Vampire Survivors.
Vampire Survivors. I could not think of the name of it. Thank you. You know how on Vampire Survivors, as you shoot things, it drops like little currency.
Yeah.
You pick it up. Well, this is the same, and then you get your bar. Once it gets to the end, then you can unlock. You get like 3 random cards, and
Mm.
you can choose what sort of power up that you want on your weapons, which already plays through that game, and then they all reset at the end. Whereas the stuff that you do from the main menu is a permanent upgrade to your character. But yeah, so you do that like Vampire Survivors, playing through, and then at the very end of each, the levels are always the same. So you'll have a bug invasion that will come in, and you'll get loads and loads of bugs that you've got to avoid and kill. And then you'll get a drop of a supply pod, and you've got to mine out the area where the supply pod is while being attacked by bugs. And then that will unlock an extra perk that will help you out. And then at the end of every level, you've got the end of stage boss, which will come and attack you, but it will also come and with all of the other bugs as well, and you'll get swarms of bugs coming at you that way as well. What I always do is now I've found if you dig out the area around where the drop comes on, and then don't set off the drop, because you've got to stand in that circle, and then it does like the ring expands out. Once it hits the outside, then the item comes and drops in. If you do that to the end and you time it right, you can drop it on the bug's head and it'll kill it outright, the end level monster. And then at the end of 5 levels, you have to go against the Leviathan, which takes loads of shots to kill. I mean, a normal level boss takes a lot of shots, but the Leviathan, has extra special attacks. They will come and zoom at you and land on you if you don't time getting out of the way correctly and stuff like that. And it's an evolving game. So there's a roadmap there. There's more stuff that's planned, more biodomes, stuff like that. And it was a game I got as a filler within I think it was a humble bundle, and it's been and it's my game of the year because I've just played it so much.
Good. This is all something different there, isn't there?
Yeah, so some very different choices for anyone who's listening. If you want to try any of those, we've all got different tastes, so that's a good thing. Anything else anyone wants to say about games before we move on?
Do you want to mention quickly about the Game Awards while we're talking about games?
Yeah,
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
What's your favourite trailer at all that you saw?
Oh, that's a good one. So I've got a list of. I haven't got a list of winners and stuff like that, but I did get together a list of sort of the top games that I'm sort of excited about. So obviously, I've said it. Sony Pony. There is a new Naughty Dog game coming out, Intergalactic.
Yeah.
That they chucked on the Pet Shop Boys, and I didn't even realise I was a fan of the Pet Shop Boys. But as soon as that bad boy went on,
You are now, though, yeah.
Oh no, I am now. That's it. Yeah, give me a bit of that. The fact that they're doing something new is very exciting.
Wasn't a lot of gameplay in there, was there? It was more just a visual look.
No, it's brand spanking new. It's going to be. It's not going to be out for bloody ages.
I mean, I saw the trailer for it.
Yeah. Don't think that this is round the corner. It's a long way off. But the fact that they're doing something new is really exciting because it's so easy for these gaming companies to do a sequel. Just that sold well. Let's do another one. So to do something new, it's Naughty Dog. It's one of those companies that the level of detail they go into, the polish, the games come out right. They're always really great to play. So it got me very excited. It got me very, very excited. So that was one that the Sony Pony and me started galloping when I saw that. They also showed The Witcher 4.
They did, yeah.
Now, it's the same deal with this. There was zero gameplay. They may as well have. It was very nice to see this graphic video that they played, but they could have had someone trot on stage with an A4 piece of paper holding up Witcher 4, and I'd have got the same amount of hype. That video looks great. It's not going to look like that, but if it's anything like The Witcher 3, we're in. I think they'll be cautious with this one after Cyberpunk. I do think they will bring it out when it's right, and I really do feel like they will do that. But that Witcher 4 got me very excited. The other one that got me very excited was a game called Split Fiction. Now, this is from the guy, I can't remember the guy's name. Have I got it on here? The studio's Hazel Light Studio. And they made It Takes Two. I don't know, have you guys played It Takes Two?
I've got it because
I think so.
Free on PS Plus, wasn't it?
Okay. So this game, the creator is very pro co-op play. All of the games that he brings out is for two people to play together. You can either play it online with someone or you can play couch co-op, and he's all about that. It's so much so that if you buy the game, you will have a free pass to give to someone so they don't have to pay to buy the game so they can play it with you, which is really nice. And It Takes Two was my game of the year. It won loads of Game of the Year awards. It was really, really good. And this Split Fiction looks fantastic as well. You play two characters, two writers, and one person specializes in sci-fi and the other writer specializes in fantasy, and basically you end up jumping into their worlds. So you start off, there'll be a fantasy level, then there'll be a sci-fi level, go back to fantasy. You can like build up a dragon. I saw a dragon in the trailer, and everyone has said that this is, the insider people, they've given it a go and they're saying good things about it. So that was another trailer I was already excited for, but now hearing that people are saying it's awesome. It's coming out in March. It's one to keep an eye out on. It looks it looks like a really exciting one. We had Outer Worlds 2,
Yep,
which will
indeed,
obviously
yeah.
be out on Game Pass pretty quick, I would suggest. Another one that I was very excited about, in fact, we've got 3 here. Mafia Old Country, new Mafia game coming out. Looked, pretty good. It's set in Sicily during the 1900s, and it'll be available on PC and consoles in the summer. New Mafia game. I'm hoping that is a good one. Borderlands 4 got announced.
Mm-hmm.
Don't really need to say much about that. It's going to be more Borderlands. It'll be, hopefully it'll be funny, and it will have that good gunplay that everyone's after. I think Borderlands can't really go wrong with it. It's always a good time. And they also announced Elden Ring Night Reign.
Yeah.
Which I was very surprised about, because I just thought it was DLC. I looked at them, okay, there's more DLC, but it's not. It's a completely different Elden Ring game where it's a co-op one, and I actually really like the thought of that, because I'm not a Souls. I did some, probably last year, I did Noob versus Souls or Noob versus Elden Ring. I can't remember what I called it, but I basically streamed it for people to watch me lose my mind playing Souls games, because I'm not one for Souls games.
No, me neither.
No, but the fact that it's co-op, I could get, there'd be some sweaty bugger. I know one in particular that love this stuff, and if I can just piggyback off of them, I could imagine having a really good time with it. So that also something that I'm very excited about. And then again, I can't tell you who won what. What I can tell you with the Game Awards is Game of the Year was Astrobot, which again I just think I personally feel like it's well deserved. Great game.
And Harrison Ford came on screen, didn't he?
He did. Did you see it? It's so. I hate it when they do that. Oh, Jeff Keighley can't help himself. He always gets some bloody celeb to rock up.
Same way he did with Cyberpunk, didn't he? When Keanu Reeves came on.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves was a bit different. That was, they had that moment of magic. That they were so lucky that the person in the crowd shouted, "You're breathtaking," because it really made it. You did not get that this time with Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford did not want to be there. He's just sort of like, oh, let's drag Harrison Ford out, and he sort of came out
on his wheelchair,
What I absolutely, it was cheesy as you like, but what I absolutely loved about it is they obviously had something on the old teleprompter, and he read it and went, "I'm not reading that." It was probably a crap joke or something, and he went, "Well, where's the award? What's the award? What, And he just made like this gesture, like
he just took the mick out of him, didn't he? Really? Yeah.
Yeah, and then they moved on very quickly. I did love that. But yeah, there's always that little awkward moment in every Game Awards, something that doesn't go.
Even Oscars over the years, they've all had them,
Yeah, but yeah. I think that was the only real celeb, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. But overall, I do think he did better than, because last year was awful. Did you remember last year? Like, someone would win an award and then they'd be off in 20 seconds.
Oh yeah, there was like definitely a come on, you got 20 seconds here, read it and go.
Yeah, but then they'd show a 3-minute video of a Fortnite DLC. It was just completely. It was completely mixed up, but he definitely seems to listen to everyone in the scene, if you know what I mean. And he definitely tweaked it this year, which is good. And people made jokes about it. The Baldur's Gate guy who read out Game of the Year made a little bit of a joke about it, going, "Don't worry."
Baldur's Gate was such a great game, that is. I love that.
Yeah, massive. But yeah, so that's.
Yeah,
that was it for the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Well, some other ones. Astrobot also got Best Game Direction. Metaphor.
This off the top of the head, is it, Hayden?
Oh, no, I've got it on screen.
Yeah.
We've got Metaphor Refantazio, is it? Something like that?
Refantazio.
Yeah, that one. They got Best Narrative. and it also got Best Art Direction. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth got Best Score and Music. And Best Audio Design went to Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, which is, I don't think any of them are surprising. And then Melina Jurgens got it for Hellblade 2 as well. So they're just some of the ones. And actually, Prince of Persia got the innovation in accessibility.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, didn't know that. Interesting. But it's nice to see that there's games like Games for Impact and Neva got that one. I've not tried that one yet.
I've not. This is it's an artsy one, isn't it? From the people that did what's that one that was really? Oh crap! I've forgotten what it's called. It's like a Journey style game, but it's not Journey. It's I can't remember, another artsy one, but I've not played it either. But I do hear very good things, but just not got around to it.
But that Balataro got Best Indie.
Damn right. I think it was in the running for Game of the Year.
It also got Best Mobile as well.
Did it? I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling
That's sad, isn't it?
Give it a go.
Yeah. Oh well. Okay, so let's move on then to our top 5 TV shows for 2024.
Yep, do that.
That's a bit difficult, that one, but there we go. No, not too difficult, but...
Yeah, so this could also be premium TV shows as well, so it doesn't have...
I don't think that there's some that I've got on here and I've kind of, a long time ago, and I've forgotten. So I don't think I'm going to be able to go into the same detail as I would with the game. So that's probably good.
But to be fair, whatever we've got to do, we've got to squeeze this in before 10 o'clock. So, yeah, it doesn't matter.
All right, cool.
All right, Steve, do you want to go first?
Number 5 for me is just started on TV. The reason I put it in there is because I've watched 2 or 3 episodes now. And it was one of my TV shows. When this came out back in, is it 2007?
Hold up. What is it?
What is it? You haven't said what it is.
It's Dexter Original Sin.
Ah, right, okay.
And they've now... I'm sure you're well aware of the series. I don't know if you watched the second series, the last one they had, where Dexter came back.
Yeah.
From the original show. This one goes back to 1990 when he joins the Miami police force as an intern for the blood splatter that he enjoys. All the characters, the younger versions of the original characters, are played by different actors, and they nailed it really well. Batista, for example, my wife was saying that, isn't it the same guy? I mean, let me just check it. No, it's not, but a slimmer version of him, for example. We got, what's his name now? His father is played by Christian Slater, who does it very well as well. And we got Sarah Michelle Gellar of Buffy fame in there as well. The character that plays Dexter, Patrick Gibson, he looks like him, I think, very well. And the mannerisms with Michael C. Hall doing the background narration in his head to keep him in line with the same character works superbly. And we're seeing his first kill at the beginning of the show, the first episode, and we're getting into his head and how he's trying to go by the code his father taught him from the original series. Just superb. I mean, it's on Paramount Plus. Unfortunately, it's one a week they've done with it, so bit of a shame. But Paramount Plus is free if you're a Sky subscriber with movies, so definitely worth a look at. I think I've caught up now because I left it a while, but we're 3 episodes in at the moment. So next episode is December the 27th. I think it's about 8 or 9 episodes on this series. But yeah, can't wait. And then obviously in the summer, we got Dexter Resurrection as well. So, and that would be a return to seeing Dexter as he was from what happened at the end of the last series. Oh yeah, really good.
Okay.
Nice. So my number 5 is something. It's on Paramount Plus. and it's called Landman. This is written by a chap called Taylor Sheridan, who he pretty much owns Paramount now. It's ridiculous how many TV shows. If you looked him up, you wouldn't believe the amount of TV shows. He's got a TV show called Yellowstone.
Yeah, I've not looked at that yet.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yellowstone is absolutely fantastic. Kevin Costner's in it.
Yeah.
I nearly had that on the list for this year because technically half of the season came out this year. But I stopped myself from putting it in there because it doesn't really count. And Yellowstone would be like my number. If I said, oh, Yellowstone season 1 to 5, that would be my number one. But I haven't put it in there because only half of a season was in this year. So I haven't put it in there. But as a side note, Yellowstone, check it out. It's awesome. But so Taylor Sheridan has also made this one, Landman. It's got Billy Bob Thornton in it. And he works for an oil company, and he is sort of the guy on the ground for this oil company. He does dodgy deals. He makes sure things happen, and he has his son working for the oil company. His daughter's flown in to sort of visit him. I've only watched a couple of episodes. I'm sort of saving it because I know the whole thing's not out yet. Billy Bob Thornton's great in it.
I do like him as an actor. He's really good.
Yeah, and I find myself, if I know Taylor Sheridan's written something, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm probably going to like that. And I've started watching this. It is brand new, and I'm really enjoying it. So I wanted to chuck it in my list. Landman.
I'm just looking at my phone to look for it at the moment to see what it is.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, just chucking back onto Yellowstone very quick. That's great. Yellowstone. If you look up Taylor Sheridan and see how many series he's got on Paramount Plus, it's crazy. He's also got something called Tulsa King, which is Sylvester Stallone.
That's right, yeah.
He's got spin-offs of Yellowstone. Is it 1883 and 1924 or something?
That's right, yeah.
Two separate series. He's got this.
So these are oil barons, I'm guessing it's all about, yeah?
Yeah. There's Dodge. So the first episode is him doing a deal with the drug cartel because it's actually the drug cartel's land. But he's like, look, you've got shitloads of oil here. We'll build your roads, we'll do what you want, and you'll get this much money every year. Just let us, we won't say anything of what you're doing, and you just leave us alone. So that's, that sort of thing. And Billy Bob Thornton is very well suited he's good in it.
I think Paramount Plus gets a bit of a raw deal because Netflix seems to get the limelight these days.
It does. It does, but there is some good stuff on Paramount Plus.
There is.
I tend to be watching it more and more now.
Yeah.
Hayden?
Number 5 for me is the latest season of Cobra Kai.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, so I've got that higher for me. So
yeah, I've just literally watched the part 2.
just read over the last few days.
Yeah. Because I'm watching it with my son, so it's one of those things, and he's not been in the mood for watching it. And then we started watching one, and it'd be like one the next night, and then suddenly we went right the way through from the beginning of season. Is it 6 or 5, whichever it is?
7, isn't it now? I think.
Oh. Whatever the latest season is, anyway. But we went right the way through to the last one, and like last night we were putting the tree up a bit late, so we were putting the tree up while watching Cobra Kai. And it's just like I absolutely.
You can't put the tree up while watching that. There's so much stuff going on, especially at the end.
Oh God, yeah, that bit at the end, and then we both went, yeah, right at the very end, where they do something, and it's sort of like, oh my God, how, why? I thought it was, I'm not going to say anymore. But
no.
It was just such. I think that the last season they were a bit, but this season I think that they've really gone back to what made Cobra Kai special to begin with, and I absolutely, he went back, because they're doing the Takai Saikai
That's right. Yeah.
championship, but then you've got like Crease and everybody, like, I mean, Crease is just such a stereotypical baddie, and if any way that you can think, it's like,
Well,
short of having a twirling mustache and doing the ends of it, he couldn't be any more transparently evil, could he?
but that Zara, I mean, she actually does that for a living.
Yeah,
She does do that, and she kicks ass, just crazy. What a bitch! But she's great. We love it.
yeah, but absolutely, really enjoyed it. It's back on form, and that's what I love about that.
We've got to wait till February, haven't we, for the last bit?
God, yeah. When what happens, I was like, maybe we're just like, no, because we thought we'd left it till the end.
I thought this was going to be the last part. I didn't realise it was 3 sections to it. So
no, I didn't either. I didn't either. We'd have to do a spoiler cast on that last episode, because so much happens in there, and you can't talk about it without ruining it for someone. So
especially with the background with Miyagi and all that, and what happened with that, and
yeah,
yeah,
but it's just so brilliant. The show is total fan service, but it's fan service done right, and that's the thing about it. It's like, it's that you're being played to as a fan of like the original or the new show or both, and you don't care because you're enjoying what they're doing so much. That's the beauty of the formula, right?
It's been going since 2018, so I thought, Jesus Christ, that long now.
Yes, but it's been going for a while. Definitely.
Tricky doesn't look impressed. Have you not watched it?
I've not seen it. It's something that I could probably get into, but I do find myself, I always find something to watch, especially with the fact that I've got Paramount Plus. I know people rave about it.
So, Tricky, you watch 2 episodes of that, and you'll be being.
Have you seen the 3 movies? Have you seen?
Yeah. I've seen the 3 movies. Yeah, no, I know all about the Karate Kid. I just haven't got around to watching it, and I know people have raved about it. So
you got to watch it. You got to watch.
I will. I will.
Brilliant. Steve, what's your next one?
So we have my number 2. So for me, it's really just a 30-minute TV show. Now, the reason I've got it in here is because they finished the show off and they did it right. So it's Young Sheldon.
Okay.
Now, being a Big Bang fan over the years, and we've learned how Sheldon's character has been through him over the series, and we had the last episode probably middle of this year, which was the funeral of his dad. And that was the last 2 episodes was that. So we got to see the story of how that would finish. And, very emotional. But what was clever about it, then also at the same time, Sheldon was in it with Amy, as they are now, with kids. And they just sort of tidied up the knots with everything, how it's all going to go. And they sort of just buttoned up with a bow, and it's all done. But there's a new series coming out now with Sheldon's brother, which will be coming out later on in the year. It's already out in America at the moment. But yeah, it's very cleverly done. I mean, this is, again, similar to Modern Family. We've been growing up with these kids from the beginning. I mean, how long has it been going on now? God, it's about 6, 7 seasons. So we're looking 6, 7 years with them growing up. And they've done a great job with it. It was really a shame that they had to... We knew it had to come to an end because his father passed away. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Really good. Yeah, very tearful at the end. Okay, who's next?
Yeah, it's me. My number 4 is something called Day of the Jackal, which is...
I haven't seen it yet. Yeah,
the red one.
Yeah, on Sky, Eddie Redmayne plays an assassin, and it's a very good sort of cat and mouse. Are they going to catch him? Sort of series, very entertaining, and it's quality. It's a quality bit of TV, is what I'd say, and it has made my number 4.
Oh,
Okay. My number 4, and this is one of I could have just done this whole top 5 with Apple TV, because the quality of their stuff on there absolutely brilliant. But my number 4 is Silo. So this is Rebecca Ferguson and Tim Robbins, who the two of the lead characters. Rebecca Ferguson plays Juliet Nichols. She's an engineer who's recruited to become the sheriff of the silo where everybody's living, and basically everybody's forgotten why they're in the silo, because there was a revolution 100 years before, and all of the data about before the revolution was destroyed. So enough time has now gone past that people don't remember anything. And people, if a person says they want to go outside, they put into like a hazmat suit and they go out and they clean the camera, which is the view of the world, which shows this lush like environment outside with blue skies and stuff like that, and then they drop dead. So it's a story about the history of the silo. It's all based on books, but so you read up on these. But it's a really, really good interpretation. The silo itself is sort of like on a circular design, and there's a central staircase. But for most people, there are no elevators anywhere, so everybody has to go up and down the hundreds and hundreds of levels that there are in this. So it can take days just to get to the bottom of the silo, as it were. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, Rebecca Ferguson's great in anything that she does.
Oh, of course she is. Her legs are amazing.
I was thinking more of an acting, to be quite honest, but okay, Steve, if you want to get
No, the Mission Impossible 4, I think it was, when she was in that dress. I mean, God dear me, that made my eyes pop out.
Yeah. So this is actually on my not on my top 5 list, but on my list to watch.
Yeah.
I do want to watch this, so I'm glad that you think good of it.
Oh, I love it.
It's got me even more excited to watch it, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely one to watch. It's a slow burner, but it starts off with like I think it was the death of the previous sheriff and he nominates Juliet Nichols, played by Rebecca Ferguson, to become new sheriff, because she was working in engineering, which is at the bottom of the silo. And they're unlocking the mysteries of the silo, basically. And then the next one, you find out about another silo where there was a revolution and everybody went outside and they all died immediately. So yeah, it's a really good show. Really enjoying it.
Nice.
Steve, what's your number 3?
Number 3. Oh yeah, okay. So this one here was on Sky, called Sweet Pea. So I don't know if you've seen it.
I've seen it. Absolutely brilliant show.
So yeah, so what we got is we have what's her name again? So Ella Prunell plays Rhiannon.
Yeah.
She's bullied at school. She's someone that ignores her every day of the week. She looks like she doesn't exist and starts killing due to a circumstance under a bridge. She is such a good actress. Or should I say actor, really. There was only 7 episodes on this series, but we caned it really, really quickly. I think she's got a lot of praise how she does some of the stuff she's into now, and it was something that we couldn't put down like a book. So I don't know about yourself, but we watched this
I
think in 2 nights.
series in 2 days. Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Definitely worth a watch if you've got Sky,
Yeah.
which I think you have in your Tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now TV, same deal.
Yeah. So Sweet Pea will be on there. It's just a great. I mean, I think they were about an hour long, these episodes, and the building up of the character and what she's been up to and what how she's been treated and stuff like that. Bless her. But yeah, fascinating stuff.
I think that they do build a character up well in it to make it believable of why she starts doing what she's doing.
Well, yeah, especially with her father. Obviously, what happened to her father.
Yeah.
And she went to start to work at this newspaper, which was a bit annoying because she wanted a job that someone else got, but she started to be more positive as a person, which gave her this way to, especially when she meets the bullies that bully her at school when they all come about, and that is just great, fantastic telly, really good.
Yeah, very good.
Okay, Tricky, you're next.
So my number 3 is the Fallout TV show. Obviously,
that's my number 1.
Is it?
Oh, Kel's threes there, Steve.
No.
Good way of building.
We've had Indiana Jones, right, where they've taken a movie and put a video game in bang on. We've now got a video game that's been turned into a TV show, and they've done exactly the same thing.
Yeah, and it's nice. It's nice to see, and this is what I was going to talk about, that they've done it right.
Oh,
they've really,
100%.
They've really used the content and given it some love. This hasn't been bashed out in 5 minutes and this would be an easy cash cow. This is a quality TV series.
Every piece. Go on.
Lots of nods to the fans. There's lots of little bits that they've added in there that they have definitely. I'm confident they have played these games. It's not just someone that's gone, let's give it a go. They've played these games. They know the ins and outs. They really great.
From the creatures to the Brotherhood, to the factions.
Yeah.
Even the graphics on the screens with the for Fallout with the thumbs up.
Yeah, they got it bang on. And it as well, like you said with Silo, it's a slow burn. I didn't feel like there was that slow burn with this. You got stuck right in at the start, first episode. And you're like, oh yeah, this is what I've signed up for. A gem. Yeah, really good. And it's my number 3.
And another one with Ella Purnell as.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, she had a good year.
Yeah,
but without spoiling
it, Walter Goggins' character in there. As well.
The goal. Yeah.
Yeah, he. I like in both in the pre-Fallout and the post. I think he did a good role.
Yeah.
Well, they have confirmed the second season.
Oh, no brainer. Yeah, of course.
And then that last image on the screen, my jaw just dropped and thought, hell yeah, that's where we're going.
Hey.
But I won't say what it is because it might spoil it for some people that don't really know about it.
Don't do this. Yeah, don't do the spoilers. Don't do this.
No.
But if you haven't seen it, go watch it because it's brilliant. And if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably a gamer, and I'd be very surprised if you haven't watched it anyway. But have a look-see at it because it's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, my next one is another Apple TV one, and it's Slow Horses with Gary Oldman and Kristen Scott Thomas. It's a spy drama about a British intelligence, basically it's a dumping ground of a department in MI5 where people have made career-ending mistakes, and it's just about all of the espionage and spy stuff that they get involved with. It's absolutely brilliant. It's like a dark comedy spy drama is the way to describe it. It's just absolutely brilliant show. It's won loads of awards. Gary Oldman's won awards for his portrayal of the lead spy in it. It's absolutely brilliant. You've really got to watch this. Have you watched this, either of you?
No,
I don't
I
have
know.
Apple TV, so I won't see it.
I know about it. I've got Silo's the one that I really wanted to, because I kind of got like Fallout vibes from it, and I was like, I really, I don't know. I found the premise of it more interesting.
Yeah.
Would you say this is better than? Well, you obviously are saying this is better than Silo.
This is the second crowning jewel in Apple TV for me.
Right. Okay.
I like better, but it's probably because of what I like more than.
Got ya.
But yeah.
Saying the other one, would that spoil your list?
Yeah.
Or okay, all right, we'll leave it then. Fine. Okay. Good. Oh, I'm gonna have to add that to my bloody list then. I've got a lot to watch over Christmas.
Right, Steve, you're number 2.
I'm done. I'm done because you've done mine.
What was your number 2?
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai. Okay.
Okay. So my number 2 is a series called Shogun, which I can't remember what I watched it on now. It's on Disney Plus, I think. And it is about a English sailor ending up stranded in Japan during the old samurai time, and this is the highest production TV series, I think, not just on my list, but this year. Out of any TV series there's nothing more high production. This could be, every episode is movie quality, if you know what I mean. Very good.
Wasn't there a TV series years ago that did something similar called Shogun?
Well,
I remember.
there was. I don't know if it was Shogun, but there was the movie with Tom Cruise in it.
Yeah, that was the next question. Yeah,
Last Samurai.
Chamberlain one was the old Shogun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know about that one, but this.
Don't worry, you're not an old git like us.
Yeah, it's from the 80s.
I didn't want to say. But this, you guys, add it to your list. You'll watch this, you'll be like, oh yeah, this is good shit. It is on Disney Plus, so it's another bloody thing you've got to sign up for. But look, Disney Plus, there's a few good things to watch on there. This is one of them. This is probably, when you say one of the jewels of Apple TV, I probably think, obviously there's the Mandalorian on Disney Plus, but I think this year, top series to watch. Highly recommend it.
Fair enough.
Hayden?
This is my last Apple TV one, but
Oh, really?
really, it's For All Mankind.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know anything about that one.
Right.
Yeah.
For All Mankind is an alternate version of the space race where Russia beats America to the moon. And about the developments of everything that happens after that. And the last season was about them doing mining on asteroids and a revolution that was on the Mars colony that had just been established as well. So it's a really good show. It's got Joel Kinnaman, who was in Altered Carbon, if you remember that one. And it is I've talked about it on this show before. It's an absolutely fantastic show. All of the characters, like the name character is like Ed Baldwin. So it's sort of like real names that you would that were like very period sort of like specific, but they haven't caught up to where we are yet. So they're like in the late 90s, but they've got to Mars or the early 2000s, something like that. You know, but because of the way that the space race changed, by
It's
the
a butterfly effect.
getting there, yeah. And then so everything after that starts to change, and I'm just looking forward to when the next season of this is released, because they've gone up from right from the very start of the Apollo program, right the way up through getting to Mars, setting up a base on Mars, and then Russia and America were, one season were fighting on Mars, and then then it was the race to get to the moon, and then it was a race to get to Mars and stuff like that. So it's like just absolutely brilliant show. Really love it. The quality of the special effects and that's absolutely fantastic as well. I think some of the sets and that looked a little bit lower quality this time in this season, but other than that, I've got no complaints about this show. Absolutely love it. Definitely one for you to watch, Triple.
I've grown quite the list now. I'm adding it to it. Put it that way. I will for sure. I'll check it out.
Well, add Foundation.
Bloody hell! Hang on. Typing all this shit out.
Have you got Apple TV then, Tricky?
Not right this second, but I don't hesitate in. So I can sign up for a month and blitz stuff.
Well, sometimes you can get a free month, can you? Sometimes, so you can have a crack at it.
Every now and then you can find a deal. Yeah.
Well,
Foundation
is Isaac Asimov's books.
Yeah.
Made into a sci-fi film. There's Dark Matter that's on there that was on my list, but I changed my list in the last just before we came and started.
Yeah. Well, I know that problem with the games. Yeah.
And there's another one which I can't quite remember the name of at the moment. Dark Matter. Severance, which is
yes, I've seen that. Yeah, that's really good.
Starting in January. 17th.
Yes, so I'll probably watch all this when that comes out. That's when I'll subscribe back up to Apple TV. I'll tell you one that I really enjoyed on Apple TV that people don't actually talk about it that much. Maybe it's not that good, but I really liked it. There was a series called Defending Jacob.
Oh, yeah, with Chris Evans.
Yeah, Chris Evans is in it. Really good show, that. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, so when Severance Season 2 is out, I'll be dipping back in, and it looks as if I've got quite the list of stuff
and
to be watching on it.
If you want to change of pace, try Shrinking with Harrison Ford.
I haven't seen that one either. No.
That's on Apple as well.
What did I watch? What's the American the football show? What's his name? Comedy about.
Oh yeah.
About Richmond Rovers.
Oh yeah, Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso. So I often every time a new series of that comes on, I download it again, and then but with the Apple one, I am very quick to chop it because there's just so much. It's the same with Disney. Apple and Disney, I'll subscribe, I'll watch what I want to watch, and then I'll cut it real quick because I've got Amazon and Netflix just rolling all the time.
Yeah.
It gets a bit much, so I dip in, I binge what I can, and then I dip out. But January comes along, I've got quite a lot of Apple TV to be watching by the sounds of it.
Oh yeah, I mean there's absolutely loads of shows on Apple TV that you just there's a bit of a weird one called Sunny that just went a little bit daft towards the end, but another really good one is the Big Door Prize, where it's about it's Chris O'Dowd from like the IT crowd.
Oh yeah,
but this machine appears in the local hardware store, local shop, and you go in it, and then it tells you what your ideal, perfect life would be in terms of what your job is, or what you should be, and then everybody starts in the town swapping the jobs to become this.
Right.
Chris O'Dowd ones is teacher stroke whistler. And he whistles all the time, and he is a teacher, so he's a bit bummed.
How annoying is that?
That he's actually living his ideal life, quite ironically, but his wife gets royalty. So and the whole village just goes mad with it's like the head teacher becomes a biker and stuff like that. So like, it's a really weird sort of show, but that one is really good. And Constellation as well, another good one to watch, another sci-fi one. So there's loads on there, really is. But Ted Lasso's brilliant.
Yeah, always a good one.
Steve, your last one?
What's that TV show?
Yeah, what was it? Was it
Fallout?
Fallout? Yeah, okay.
So you went Fallout for that. So my number one was a TV show called Baby Reindeer.
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen that yet. Yeah.
Have you not seen it yet? I tell you what.
I know the background story to it because there's been a lot of news coverage at the moment.
It's a true. Well, I'll tell you what. It's a true story. It's up in the air. We don't, it's based on real people. The actual actor and the writer for this show is the guy, and it's about a guy being stalked by a woman, and it is it's actually, even with like Shogun and Fallout with their big production values and stuff like this stuck with me all year. It was intense, absolutely brilliant series, and one it was one that it's a good series when you're like, it's like 2:00 and you're looking at the clock and you're like 2:00 at night and going,
one more.
Oh, should I just watch one more? It massively got its hooks in. It's absolutely brilliant. There are some scenes in it that are seriously heavy, but it's absolutely gripping. Is the way I could describe it. It's the most gripping TV series of the year. That's why it's my number one.
Well, it's the lawyers are still battling with this one, aren't they? So they
are, yeah. And the woman, the woman that the internet has done their Sherlock Holmes bit and found her. She went on Piers Morgan. I don't know if you saw it, but she was mental. The way she was talking and the way that interview went, you're like, you did it. It was definitely you, and he got it spot on. But yeah, I highly recommend watching that. There are some bits in it that are like, you're like, ooh, it's just heavy is the only way I can describe it. But great, you'd be hooked. Great bit of TV.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I've seen it. It is really good. Okay, so my last one then is The Boys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I watched that last season and I absolutely loved it. And what an ending! How that ended, it was it was perfect. I love those real big cliffhanger sort of endings, but Carl Urban in this, he's just absolutely brilliant. He can't do a British accent for anything, but he's absolutely brilliant.
The next season is the last one, isn't it?
Supposed to be, yeah.
Yeah.
How many seasons in now are they on that then?
I think this one's the fourth one, isn't it? And they've got 5.
Is it? I don't know. Yeah, 4. Yeah, because there's 10 episodes and there's 40 episodes. So it'll be 5 seasons. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. I mean, this is superheroes
gone wrong.
Thing. Let's put it this way: there's a 70th anniversary Hero-gasm festival for superheroes, and yes, it is what it sounds like. But some of the superpowers that they've got, it's like very diverse away from like normal comic books. I've not actually read the original comics that these are based, but I think Anthony Starr is brilliant as Homelander. Absolutely brilliant. You've got Simon Pegg in there, who's the Jack Quaid's character, Huey's dad. He's really good. in it. There's lots of good actors in it. To be fair,
Mm.
I think Elizabeth Shue was in it as well, wasn't she?
Was she?
Season, yeah. Is it Elizabeth Shue?
You're getting confused with Cobra Kai now.
Yeah, she was on Cobra Kai as well. Yeah, very briefly, but yeah, and they're continuing to develop this. So they've got Gen V, which is part of the same like universe, and it's about a university for superheroes.
Mm.
And the way that people get the superhero powers is when they're a kid, they get injected with a compound V injection, and then they'll get whatever power that you know.
What luck.
Yeah, but Homelander's like especially cooked, from birth, or, from conception right the way through to have every superpower like Superman. Basically, he's got the heat ray vision, he's got the ability to fly, the super strength, all of that sort of stuff. Invulnerable skin, all of that. But it's like some of the ways that they like right at the beginning of season one, you have the translucent man who's like the invisible man, but they call him the translucent man. And they're trying to find a way to kill him because his skin's impenetrable. And then the way that they end up doing it is giving him an explosive enema, shall we say. And he just explodes. It's just so... It's very, very graphic. It's not the type of thing you'd watch with your kids, but
No.
it is a good laugh to watch.
Yeah.
And quite ironic, I really do like the way that the fact that the Deep, who's like this show's version of Aquaman, is like the approach is similar to you talk to fish.
Yeah.
And he's got a very strange relationship with a squid, an octopus in the last season.
Just perverted then, yeah?
Yeah. Massively. Yeah, massively. It's, like I said, it is definitely an adults-only sort of show. But it is just, it's quite, well, it's very crude, but it's very funny. I mean, it's certainly not politically correct in any way, shape or form. So, okay. So that was some good shows there for everybody. We've all come up with quite a few different things. So shall we go on to our top movies? So Steve, what was your fifth movie?
The documentary.
Okay.
So this was called, I should need to say this because I'm looking at the screen, Music by John Williams. So this came out on Disney Plus a little while ago. And basically we got everybody and anybody praising John Williams, his career, starting how he started his career up into, well, we all know his career very well, so we can say what we can really, but probably the top tier composer for movies at the moment. And Star Wars has kept him in a job, really, as an Indiana Jones. So,
and Superman.
But he's just, and Superman, yeah. But yeah, just it's a really good story on actually knowing the guy with some of the footage I've seen before when he's talking to Spielberg and how he started the Jaws theme when they're on the piano in Universal's office at there. It's just really good insight, and if you like film music and John Williams, then it's well worth a watch.
Yeah.
So, but I will say there's another documentary that's not in my list, but it's the one on Christopher Reeve. I don't know if you only caught that.
I want to see that.
That's tearful. That really is.
I can imagine that's quite a heavy watch.
Because they do have a lot of footage when he was in hospital as well and stuff like that.
Yeah, he really was a Superman, though. And I love the fact about I can't remember. I read a story about Robin Williams, and it was just
that's right. That's talked about in the in there. God, man, it's a hard watch, but it's very I think gives you what strength he had to do what he did at the time.
God, yeah.
Okay, number 5, Cricket.
Oh yeah, so my number 5 is Gladiator 2. This is not as good as the original. I'm going to throw that out there right now. But having Denzel Washington in there, his character's he's absolutely brilliant in it. Is Denzel Washington, and he sort of anytime he's on the screen, it grips you. It pulls you in. It is good. This is a good. I would class the first Gladiator was a masterpiece. This Gladiator is good fun. It's a good watch. I went to the movies to go watch it. I had a good time. So I chucked it in my list because I just remember when I had a real think about it. I was like, yeah, I like that. That was good. I've seen quite a lot this year, and that, I had good fun with that. So I put it in. I think it's worthy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Not seen it, but I didn't want to get to it at the cinema, but it's just not one I've been able to get to.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to get it for on 4K when it comes out.
Yeah.
Okay, number 5 for me is one that's on that. It was a Apple TV movie, and that's.
You sponsoring Apple today?
I am, yeah, sponsored.
He's loving it. It's that new Mac Mini. He got the subscription built in.
No, I actually get it with a bank account. Believe it or not.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't have to pay for Apple TV.
Nice.
Fly Me to the Moon. So this is Scarlett Johansson. So it immediately should have been number 1 anyway. Channing Tatum in this with Woody Harrelson as well.
Oh, I think this did come out in the cinema.
Yeah, it did. But
okay.
It went on to Apple TV pretty quick as well.
Yeah.
So basically, Scarlett Johansson's brought in to do the marketing for the Apollo missions, basically.
Okay.
And there's some doubt about whether or not they will actually be able to pull it off. So they try and deep fake the Apollo mission on Earth while it's happening live, and they're like reenacting at the same time. And then there's a bit where they're not sure whether or not they're showing the live feed or from the moon or from the studio. And then a cat starts running around and stuff like that. It's just, it's a comedy, basically. But
it's a messed up Capricorn 1, is it?
No, it's not, because they're not threatening to kill everybody or anything like that.
Might as well, no?
Yeah, but I mean, Capricorn 1 was good, but it's obviously had some of the Capricorn 1 DNA in there in terms of the idea. But it's just a very light-hearted sort of like comedy and it's a bit of a rom-com, to be honest, as well as you would expect with it being Scarlett Johansson. But yeah, a good, enjoyable film, I found. Another one for you, this is tricky.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're messing me up. Each time you say something, I'm typing it on the screen. That's what, I do apologise if I'm looking over here, but you say something, I'm like, I've got to go look that up, and I'm like, oh, bastard, it's got to go on the list. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get 2 months of Apple TV, I think. That's going to mess me right up. It's on my watch list now, so I'll check it out.
Steve, your number 4?
So, before I start, with the movies, there's a few films that aren't here because I've not seen them.
Yeah.
So, maybe what your number 1 might be is one of the ones I haven't seen, for example. But I'll catch up early next year. So, my 4th one, where you had Scarlett Johansson, I've had Megan Fox. And this is on Netflix. And it's called Subservience.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Again, my list. Go on.
I have seen this one. Yeah, I saw this the other day.
So she's a robot, AI robot, a robot that, we've had different versions of this over the years, haven't we, with other movies. But she comes into a home to look after the family while his wife's in hospital, and it gets a bit grisly. You could joke that she doesn't need to act very well in this because she's acting as a robot, but nevertheless, It was good fun. Honestly, yeah. well worth a watch.
Yeah, it did. It had streaks of humans in it, I thought.
Well, that's right, because it's the same storyline, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I haven't watched Humans, but
like Humans meets Fatal Attraction.
yeah, because after her reset on the button, that's what twisted that storyline a bit with her. But yeah, well worth a watch. It's been on Netflix for quite a while.
Yeah, fair enough.
Tricky.
My number 4 is Alien Romulus.
Yeah, that's what I haven't seen yet.
Really good
that's
fun.
my number 2.
Ooh,
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, you liked it. I'm really glad you liked it then. Because Alien Romulus has got... I've been a bit wary with Alien films for a little bit because they dipped off. They really did sort of dip off. I know they had Prometheus and Covenant and I don't know, they were good for on the alien lore side of things, but the pace was a bit. I wanted something a bit more popcorn. Do you know what I mean? And this is very much this. This is for alien fan. It's got a bit of everything. I think is how I could describe it. You know how each film is a little bit different in the way that the first film feels very much like a tense horror film. The second film is very much an all-out action sort of that sort of thing. This film has a bit of everything. It's great fun, and I left the cinema buzzing after watching this. I was absolutely buzzing. I thought it was brilliant. Good fun.
I'm guessing it's one to pick up on 4K Blu-ray. It's just coming out now, isn't it?
I think so.
It's a good 4K Blu-ray.
Yeah, you'll have a great time watching this. I'm so glad they did a good job of it. It's so much fun, is how I could describe it. I wouldn't say it's the scariest thing in the world.
No.
So that level of tension, isn't there. It's just a really fun watch. It's 2 hours.
Without ruining it, the robot that is in it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything, but I loved that.
Did you squeal? Did you squeal when that he come on the screen? Just no, don't not talk about it. Don't talk about it. It's great. It's great. Go watch it. Buy the DVD. Do what you got to do to get it watched. It's so much fun.
Yeah, because
then you got the TV.
I watched that. Except I went on Gaming Generations and we did the.
I listened to it. All
of the.
Yeah, I heard it.
And I hadn't watched it, and then it arrived the next day.
They bloody snubbed. They snubbed it, didn't they?
Yeah,
the bloody snobs.
What, did they put it in there?
Huh?
Didn't they put it in the list to watch?
Oh, they just poo-pooed it. They were just like, oh, well, for a simpleton. I can't remember what they said, but I was like, I love that film. What are you on about?
No, it was it was the Prometheus ones that they snubbed, the second one particularly.
Yeah.
That was because that was the worst one out of the lot.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so my number 4 is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good pick. Oh, good pick.
I've not watched any of them yet.
You done well there.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, I like that one. So, when the discovery of an ancient artifact, as these always say, unleashes a force, the Ghostbusters have to join forces with the new Ghostbusters with the old Ghostbusters and save the world from a second coming ice age. So that's the story, basically. It's, back with Paul Rudd, who's obviously now, manning the centre seat in terms of that as a franchise. But with all of the characters from the previous Ghostbusters Afterlife as well. And obviously time has moved on for him. And there's some real good flashbacks to characters from Ghostbusters of old as well. Not necessarily the Ghostbusters themselves, but some quite neat things like, having a trap drone, which I really quite like because I've got into drone flying in the last year. So yeah, it was a cool movie. It was it was a Ghostbusters movie. What more can you say?
Yeah. I thought it was a very good film, actually. I completely forgot about that one, but a good pick. That's all I can say about it.
Good movie. Right, number 3.
Okay, so this is just to park your brain in a bucket, drop it in there, and just enjoy it. It's called The Beekeeper.
You get a good buzz from it, did you?
Oh, absolutely.
Horrific. That is, gee, hang your head in shame, Hayden.
He's terrible.
I won't sleep at night now.
So
I'll hive that off then. Don't worry.
Go away. Anyway, so Jason Statham plays a former operative of the Beekeeper team. And what happens is this landlady commits suicide after falling victim to a phishing scam. So he goes out there on a brutal revenge campaign against the company that was doing the phishing. And just good fun. Loads of action, loads of dynamite, loads of guns going off and everything else, and him kicking ass like he can do. You can't go wrong with the film that he's in. So worth a watch.
Cool.
Short but brief.
Fair enough.
No, it's cool. So my number 3 is a film called Long Legs.
I haven't seen that yet. That's on my list to watch.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's super tense, supernatural horror, I suppose you'd class it as. Really tense. It's got hang on, let me help me out with the names here. It's got Nicolas Cage in
That's
it.
right. So Hayden will hate it, just to let you know.
Oh, okay. Now Nicolas Cage in this is pretty close to unrecognisable. He's never played a character like this before, and he's actually got quite a lot of he's got prosthetics on, he looks very different, but it's scary. That character it draws you in because you're like, oh my god, this is quite horrific. I don't know if I can deal with this. And it's about an FBI agent who's trying to track down and solve these murders. But it's not like I haven't spoiled anything because right at the start.
No, I've watched the first 5 minutes. I've just not had a chance to really sit down and watch it.
I really, really enjoyed this. Again, super tense the whole way long. Nicolas Cage is actually really creepy in it, which is perfect. And Nicolas Cage is quite creepy anyway, but in this, he's super creepy. And yeah, it just stuck with me. I've kind of felt like it needed to be on my list, so I chucked Long Legs in there. Good watch.
You see, you won't probably know the background to it, but the only actor I hate more than Nicolas Cage is Ryan Gosling. And that's
right.
Ryan Gosling made 100% improvement on his acting style when he was in Barbie, even though Ken was beyond his range because he showed 2 emotions on his face. But when it comes to Nicolas Cage, I just think he's absolutely... I just don't get why people like him as an actor for most of the time. I think he was best in Face Off when he was played by John Travolta.
I'm used to this, so
yeah,
I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, so Nicolas Cage has done some really awful
His last
shit.
film we did, I think it was the last film we did. Well, I got the one where he's in the cabin with his family in the forest and this alien.
The Colour of Space.
Yeah, Colour of Space. I love that movie.
Oh, I've not seen it. But in this, the film had me gripped, and I haven't watched it since because there's a bit of buy-in bias. Is that the word? I paid to go to the cinema to watch it, which the cinema ain't cheap. I get popcorn when I go there. I get myself a drink. It's probably a 30-40 quid evening. So maybe I was all in, and actually if I watched it on Netflix, maybe I wouldn't be as into it as I was when I went to the cinema. But I did walk away after watching that film going, yeah, that was decent.
No, it's had a lot of praise, I must admit.
No, I enjoyed it. So yeah, in my list, number 3.
Number 3 for mine is one that a lot of people are going to go, really? It was awful. And I enjoyed it because I got what the director was doing, and that's Joker Folie à Dieu.
I've not seen it yet. I absolutely loved the first one, but not seen the second one. So please go.
Right.
I mean, each to their own on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that you have to. Well, you have to understand mental health in order to be able to get this. I think a bit like the last one. People either loved it or hated it. The last one was an absolute genius of a movie, the way it was portrayed. This, I could understand why people don't like it, but I like the way that how it kept going from like the way the Joker was, right up to when his psychosis started kicking in, or Harley Quinn's psychosis started kicking in, and then it suddenly turned into a musical for no apparent reason at all. It sounds a bit weird. It was a bit weird, but I really enjoyed the way that they did it, because you could tell that was where they were having a mental health episode, and it was, I think it was very clever the way that they did it. I think unfortunately a lot of people didn't get that sort of aspect of it. I thought it was quite obvious. Obviously, some people didn't. But you can't like everything. If you're going in thinking it's going to be exactly the same as the last one, it's not. It's very different, but very similar. And there's a lovely bit of a twist at the end, which is exactly what I thought right from the start, from watching it from the very first movie about the Joker. And I'm not going to say anything, because if you haven't seen it, it will spoil it.
Yeah.
Steve?
No, I haven't either, no.
Right, okay. Because it would be interesting to have a conversation about your guys' theories about that to mine, if you ever do watch it. But yeah, I enjoyed Folie à Dieu, and then don't get me wrong, I'm not a Lady Gaga fan at all. I don't go Gaga on her at all.
I think she's not a bad actress, to be fair, though. I think she's, some of the things she has been in.
About the same quality as Madonna, yeah.
She's all right. A Star Is Born.
Exactly.
She's essentially
superb.
playing Lady Gaga, isn't she? But
it works well. She plays it well.
Yeah, I mean, A Star Is Born is a good film. Was it a good film because of Lady Gaga? Probably not. But yeah, okay.
Chris Christopherson and Barbra Streisand originally, but they did a good job at doing it.
Let's put it this way: she is certainly not Margot Robbie. She's her Harley Quinn is very different.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I preferred the Margot Robbie version of Harley Quinn, the more comic booky kind of
psychotic as well.
More psychotic. Yeah. Whereas her one is a bit more controlled in that sort of respect, more of the leader than she should be as Harley Quinn with the Joker. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. I love the twist at the end. But I know that this is as Marmite of a sequel as you're going to get on sequels, because you love it or hate it.
Okay.
Steve?
So my number 2 is a Hugh Grant movie.
Okay. Yeah, go on.
And it's called Heretic.
Yes.
And I'm gonna say this is one of the best roles he's ever played.
Yeah.
He's an absolute nutter, psychotic person that invites 2 Mormons in for a conversation on God and Jesus. And he has a cat and mouse game with them in his house. As soon as they walk in, he says to them, by the way, we got metal in the walls, so your mobiles won't work. As soon as you say that, you got trouble. Oh, my God, he just plays this so well.
Gripping, yeah.
I mean, the trailer does probably do it justice, I think, if you've seen the trailer for it. But yeah, it's so good film, such a good movie. It's not too long. It's only it's about I think it's about 90 minutes. Oh, no, actually, no, it's 2 hours. Do apologise, but it flew by.
Yeah, I've got to say, it's not actually on my list, but it's like a bit with Hayden when he put Ghostbusters in there. As soon as he said it, I was like, yeah, bloody hell, that should have gone on. It's good. Yeah, it's really good.
It is. Honestly, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been watching him for over many years, from Love Actually to Bridget Jones or whatever. But this role is really
totally different, isn't it?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, and he's great.
Yeah, well worth it.
Very good shout.
Yeah.
We're going. Is it my number 2?
Yeah, number 2.
My number 2 is a movie that got mentioned when we did our little tribute to Toz, and we talked about The Substance.
That's my number 1.
It's great, isn't it?
I'm telling you now. It's number 1. I'm sorry, I'm going to disagree with you there. I don't care what the number. To say, Carol Fugger, the director, absolutely knocked this out of the park, and it's I can't swear, but it's totally up. I tell you, just bonkers.
Another gripping, edge of your seat watch. I would warn people maybe that you've never seen anything like the last half hour of this film. It is so meant you will laugh at how crazy it is.
It's close to Monty Python meets the Elephant Man.
It's unreal. But this it's about a aging actress who basically she gets sacked. Dennis Quaid is in this. He plays the boss. He's in it a little bit, but he's a real scumbag. And just the way that it's shot, close-ups on when he's like smoking and he's eating that scene where he's eating the prawns.
That reminds me of Dexter when he eats bacon, same sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
It makes you sort of want to gag a little bit. They really. But it's about an aging actress who gets fired essentially. She's getting old, and
Demi Moore. You want to say, isn't it?
Demi Moore, yeah. And she gets a bit desperate, and she gets in a car accident, and the nurse gives her a slip of paper and said, "Oh, try this. It changed my life."
Clever.
Yeah, really clever. And in her desperation, she goes to this back alley place. Yeah, that you would never go to in a million years. I don't want to go too in detail, but just to get the start of it, because this isn't spoiling it. So she goes to get the substance, and the substance is something that basically you take it, and it will create a younger copy of yourself. But the catch is, you have 7 days as your younger self. It's 2 halves of the brain as well. So it is you, but it's the other half of your brain. And you have 7 days. And when you're the young person, your older self is basically comatose. And
he's feeding on this molecular structured goo.
Yeah, to keep you alive, sort of thing. And then after 7 days, you have to be your older self. And then the younger version becomes comatose, and it is absolutely
insane movie.
It's insane. It's brilliant. And essentially, no, I won't go into it more than that. That's the premise.
There's no more. You've said, yeah. I would say there's not much more to say because without spoiling it.
Yeah.
But if you love David Cronenberg horror body movies, horror body movies, this would be up your alley. Think of films like The Fly back in the day. This will will beat you up.
Great. So this is your number 1 then, is it?
Yeah, because you see, Caroline Fogarty. I mean, my last number 1 from her was back in 2018 with Revenge. If you haven't seen that,
I haven't.
You need to see it. It's
Okay.
French. It's French, but doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's just this is her second movie that she's done. The first one was Revenge, and that was my number one movie from that year.
Cool. Okay.
But this one is just superb. I can't praise it enough, really. It took me a while to get to see it, and I knew everyone was talking about it. I haven't seen it yet. But
It didn't disappoint. Even with that level of hype, it still didn't disappoint. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it didn't disappoint at all.
That's because I mean, when Ricky brought it up, I got very excited about it.
Yeah, because I think I mentioned it as well, because I said about Revenge and I said about the substance I want to see.
Yeah, and after we got very excited about it, you still I'm assuming you already thought, oh, this is going to be good, and
oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't when I saw the trailer first come out. I thought, and I realised it was her. I thought, well, Jesus.
Yeah, very good film.
It's a long movie, but it just shot by.
Yeah, but yeah, my number 2, and I'm not surprised it's your number 1. To be honest, not surprised at all. Yeah.
Well,
Hayden.
Tricky, it's back to you because we've done Steve's number 1 and we've already done my number 2, which was Alien Romulus. So back to you again.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so my number 1 is June 2.
I haven't seen that yet.
Is that your number 1? Yeah, there's nothing more to say. Is that it's brilliant. It's a brilliant movie. It's probably the best sci-fi film I've seen in. I can't even remember. It's absolutely brilliant. You got to go watch it. It's a cracking film. As long as
you've seen the first one, though.
Yeah. You need to see the first one, but I don't know about you, Tricky, but I thought that the first one, I didn't enjoy the first one, but the second one was a lot better of a movie. Totally.
Yeah. No. Well, see, I did enjoy the first one, but it's a slow burn, the first one. But this one is epic. It really cranks the dial up on it. And yeah, I just, when I was going through it, because I really loved The Substance, Steve. I honestly loved it loads. And I thought it was fantastic. It stuck with me. But
it's different. That's why, because it was just something completely different.
But this, June 2, is the best movie of the year.
Yeah.
I've got it on my watch list, say on Sky. It's already there now, isn't it? So
you'll enjoy it. You really will.
I enjoyed the first one. It's quite a grind. It's quite long, wasn't it?
It is quite a grind. So this one is quite long, but it's not a grind. It's the whole thing is. I'm just looking at it now. So it's 2 hours 46 minutes, but it's
a fully entertaining 2 hours and 46 minutes.
Yeah, it will not feel like 2 hours 46.
I think the first one was giving you more, even though we know the story, it was sort of giving you all that background information.
Yeah. Well, this one knocks it out of the park.
It's interesting to see how, from the 1984 version of the movie,
I still love that movie.
I absolutely love that, and that's one of the reasons why I was so disappointed with Dune Part 1. I just didn't think that it was up there with this in the same way. But the stuff that they've taken, because I've read all of the books, and the stuff that they've taken is they've taken a lot more from the books than the 84 version of the movie did. And you didn't obviously have the wielding modules in the books that you do in. I think that have either of you been watching the Dune Prophecy on Sky?
No, I don't know where that sits in the canon, so I left it.
It's a prequel to absolutely everything. It's set 10,000 years before or something similar like that.
Oh, blimey. Okay.
Yeah.
Because there is a Dune 3, isn't there? There's a third part to this as well, so...
Yeah.
There will be another one, for sure. But this, it was brilliant. It was my movie of the year. And I want to watch it. Talking about it, I want to watch it again because it's just top notch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really well done. Obviously, another one with Rebecca Ferguson in as well.
Oh gosh, yeah. Anything with cheese in, you just sort of fall over for, you know.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
Before you just come off of the movie subject,
Yeah.
thoughts on the Superman trailer?
Oh yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
not in.
No.
no.
Okay.
No, and I'll tell you why. Crypto. Soon as that dog came on, I thought, oh my god, this is now a kids' movie. I just no.
But it
I
is
think it's
canon,
one of
though,
those
isn't it?
things
So
that it works on paper, but right from the very first like photograph or poster that I saw of the new movie, which has Superman and Crypto looking
mm.
out into the horizon, I thought, oh god, they're doing something stupid.
But you didn't want to see a recreation of the first Superman movie with, you know, from
But
1980.
it doesn't have to be because it can be a new the same origin story but with different things happening.
I mean, there's so many different origin characters going to be in this
Yeah.
from the DC universe.
Nathan Fallon with his bowl cut hairdo, Green Lantern.
And obviously playing the villain of the piece, his nemesis.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think I'll need to see more of it, but I'm not so far.
Okay, there's a second trailer. Second part to Mission Impossible. Wow, can't wait. The Reckoning Part 2.
I enjoy the Mission Impossible, mainly from the point of view of what can Tom Cruise do next, because he does a lot of his own stunts, and some of the shit he ends up doing is incredible. He's definitely he's got the love for cinema still. He would has given him his entire life, but you know he does his own stunts still, and you know when
he's our man crush, you know.
Yeah.
He's hanging off a biplane.
It'll be Mission Impossible: Escape from the Care Home.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen on the trailer, it looks good because it's going to come to a conclusion by the looks of it. Whether or not Mission Impossible will carry on with him, I don't know.
He is at that age now where he should be, but I'd be interested to see him playing a older role. Do you know what I mean? With the likes of Denzel's now started doing it, Tom Hanks, they've started taking older roles, and some interesting stuff's come of that. Tom Cruise is still the action hero, and I would quite like to see him start taking on. You know, he's getting on. I'd be interested to see him do some older, more serious roles, some dramas, something like that. Because how long can you be the action hero for? I don't know.
Yeah. I know what you mean, but I don't think he want. I think he thinks he's Peter.
No. Yeah.
And there's nothing to matter with that as long as he doesn't kill himself in the process.
Yeah, that's true.
So, okay, shall we move on to last couple of lists we've got? So we've got vinyls and CDs. Steve, do you want to whack through your list? Because
yeah, sorry, I lost the connection then.
All right, okay, well, you didn't seem to disappear for us.
Okay. You just went, hold on. Okay, I'll do it quickly then, yeah?
Ricky, do you have any to add to this? Or...
I use streaming services for me music. I got a couple of... I went to a concert, a band called Beartooth. They were very good. That's the only real input I can give to this. I've got tickets for Linkin Park next year. Very excited about that. That's all I can really... give to
mine's to do with more movies anyway, so because I took the soundtrack. So, but this one isn't though. So the first one is War of the Worlds.
Oh, nice.
This is a mixed album they did. So I've got a CD box set where this came on there, but this is the first time this has come on vinyl. First one. Okay, next one. This has literally just been released. There's about, how many is there? I think there's not many, but the Dexter series score, which is very good. The next one is Terminator 2, which is the soundtrack on vinyl plus the 4K Blu-ray on that, which is on there. Then these two come together really because I've had Indiana Jones as a complete score, and Disney screwed up with this release because these are Disney albums. So we have Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and the expanded score for The Last Crusade as well. So that will do nicely. There are some CDs. I bought some Bond ones over the years. They've done this year. La La Land Records have done the expanded scores, which I picked up. Tomorrow Never Dies, Live and Let Die, and Man the Golden Gun and Goldfinger. So there you go. Easy.
Nice.
For me, I haven't really bought that much, but I did pick up Subspace Rhapsody, which was the music from the Star Trek Strange New Worlds episode.
Was that the musical episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And also Moon Music by Coldplay, which was a good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, top tech.
Yeah.
Do we just want to wrap?
You carry on. I'll carry on drinking this.
Okay. Tricky, you got any top tech for this year?
So this year has not been great for tech-wise for me. I think I've pretty much stuck with what I've got. I've moved house this year, so that's been a massive outlay. I have got a list of things that I want next year. One of those being a Steam Deck.
Definitely.
Another. Yeah. Switch 2 is, I'm hoping, it's got to be out next year, surely. So I very much would like to get my hands on one of those. And I'm looking at getting a 4K OLED monitor for my computer. The one that I've got at the moment, it's not OLED, it's an ultra wide, and it's a 1440p. I kind of feel like now I want to go for a 4K and I want OLED. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye out for that as well. But again, these things are not cheap, but they're my wish list for next year.
Fair enough. Steve?
I just got a Galaxy Watch, new one. So my last one just fell apart and died, basically. So this one, I think this is Galaxy 6, I think. Is the new one 7 coming out now, is it? I'm not sure. But yeah, sure. It's to keep me alive, hopefully, with the old heart attack, so you know.
Yeah, fair enough. Anything else?
No, nothing else, no.
Okay, so for me, I've got 5 things on the list. First off is what you're seeing me on. So I've got the DJI Link 2C webcam, which is a very nice 4K webcam. Second, it seems to be sponsored by DJI. The DJI Mini 3 drone as well. So I picked up one of those and started doing aerial videography and photography as well with it. And it's absolutely great fun flying a drone. But you have to know a lot about the law, about where you can fly, and you have to be operated as a drone operator and stuff like that. Have either of you done drone flying before?
I'm interested in it, to be fair.
Yeah, I think you'd enjoy it, Steve, to be honest. My advice, when I look back now, I wish I'd got the DJI Mini 4 Pro, which is like the side impact protection or sensors and stuff like that, because mine have to be totally in control. But if you get the Pro version, either of the 3 or the 4, then you can see anything that's sort of incoming the side and stuff like that, and visions. But you're supposed to fly line of sight, so I'm
not sure what's in your top 5.
Yeah.
But I still do want an upgraded 4K player. At some point.
I got earlier on in the year.
You did, yeah.
The 820 Panasonic player, absolutely brilliant. I wouldn't go past that, to be honest. Because
I want one that can play all the regions, though, or a region free play.
Get versions of it that play all the regions as well. But yeah, it's a brilliant play, and I don't get any of that skipping. And that skipping seems to be getting worse on my other players. You know,
I've not had that, to be fair. Not as
yeah,
far as I'm aware.
I have. Maybe it's because I haven't watched that many films on that player, but that it's like getting a bit seized up.
Mm.
This is my next gadget. So this is a DJI Osmo Pocket, Osmo Pocket 3, which is a video camera 4K. And
Oh, the gimbal.
yeah,
Yeah, cool.
and this is what I use now for my YouTube videos when I'm doing unboxing videos. I use this camera, really good quality. It's 4K, and it just operates absolutely fantastically. Dead easy to get the files over onto your PC or your Mac. It's just really great quality, and it's got a good quality camera on it as well, which takes a 4K sized image. And it does 60 FPS at 4K as well, which is really good for a camera. And that's what I do my YouTube videos in now, is that quality. And this camera that I'm talking on now does the same. My next one is a Kindle Scribe.
Okay.
So this is just like your normal sort of Kindle, as you would have, but you've got a pen, and you can make notes either on your ebooks, on PDFs, or there's like a notebook facility.
To be fair, though, that's because I've got a new phone this year. So I've got the latest Galaxy one. That does exactly the same.
Yeah.
Because I got the I have this pen here on it as well for notes. The same sort of thing.
Yeah, you can do the same on an iPad and stuff like that. But the issue with that one is the length of time between having to recharge, because there's e-ink, so the e-ink stays on the screen, doesn't take up any charge at all. And I've had that for a month, and it's at 72%. So no, I've had it more than a month. No, yeah, more than a month, and it's at 72%. So you can't really, grumble at that. And I've been using it a bit as well. So it's well worth it, and you can send your note back to and if you're in Word, you can send stuff to your Kindle Scribe as well. So there's lots of sort of like interlinking there. And then my last bit of tech is what I'm using to record this show and edit this show, and that is I purchased a Mac Mini M4.
Which you saw earlier.
Yeah, and it's absolutely brilliant. Brilliant bit of tech. You're talking about a box that's 5 inches by 5 inches by 2 inches, and it'll be anything in that price and size class. You can't build a PC.
So is that like a Nook then? Yeah.
Oh, it's way more powerful than a Nook. That's like comparing a PC to an abacus. It's just completely different.
No, I install Nooks all the time. So
they're massively powerful. They've got the one I've got's just the basic bog standard one. I didn't go for extended memory or anything because I didn't want to pay the Apple tax on that, because of horrendous prices.
It's an M4 though, yeah. It's an M4 chip.
M4.
Yeah, so it's a powerhouse. Yeah,
it's total powerhouse. Obviously, if you want more power, you go for the M4 Pro or the Max, but you're talking about substantially more money on those. But all I did was get an SSD, plugged it in, Thunderbolt 4 SSD in the back to take up all of the extra sort of storage. What I also like about these new M4s is it's not available at the moment, but they've got removable M2 drives.
Right.
So,
Yeah, they need to get better at stuff like that because
yeah,
they've got to accept the fact that people are going to want to upgrade. Just upgrading your hard drive, I think, is fair enough. Things get corrupt. You want to swap things out. I think I know they don't like it. They don't want people messing with their stuff. It's also an excuse to charge a lot of money for an M.2. But if they can be a bit more accepting on maybe not everything, but let's just say hard
But
drive.
Apple never have been, have they, though, really?
They never have been. They're a closed thing. But if they can get into that, it would lean more people towards. I would be more open to buying a Mac. I love Apple stuff. It's great, but I won't spend top money on a laptop, say, because I know that's what I'm stuck with the whole time I've got it. If I knew I could get more hard drive space, I would be more open to buying one.
Never in a million years.
No, I know. I know. It'd be nice to have though. I think they'd sell more. They would make more money doing that.
All that you need to do is put an NVMe into the back, Thunderbolt 4 enclosure, and you're absolutely sorted. If you get the Pro version, you get Thunderbolt 5, but on the back. But on the front, it's just normal USB-C. But I've got this going into the Ivanki dock that I got sent for a review a little while ago, and that means I'm now on 3 screens coming out from it, which is absolutely brilliant. No problems with it at all. It's really nice and stable, and it just does everything. It doesn't do it quite as fast as my PC, but I've got a Ryzen 9 with a 3080 graphics card in there, so it's a bit of a powerhouse. I've got 32 gigs of RAM in there. You're talking about, this is a 16 gig 256 gigabyte machine with an SSD attached to it. So it's going to be slower than my main PC, but my main PC cost 5 times more than it.
It's bang for your buck, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly. I'm not saying it's the M4 Mac Mini is the most powerful PC you can get, at all. It's not. But when you
are you saying your new Apple product is better value for money? Is that what you're about to say?
It's better value for money than the.
It doesn't sound right.
If you, I'll tell you what, for the form factor and the cost, you get a better product than if you bought a mini PC.
I can believe that. Yeah. It's just
more
weird saying it's good. This new Apple product is good value for money because I'll say I love an Apple product. Absolutely love it. But they are, for me, not good value for money. But they're obviously getting a good balancing act.
They're beating anything in their class at this level.
Good.
Because this is when you look at the mini end PCs that are about £600, none of them will beat this. That are there, none of them at all, and there's obviously loads of support. There's loads of if you've got Steam games, you'll be able to play half of your games on this thing anyway. Because I've got like 1,800 games on Steam. Over 600 of them play on the Mac, including games like Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, you need Bellatrix. Don't worry about it.
No, Baldur's Gate 3 is much better. Sorry.
Yeah, well, yeah. I won't argue that.
Yeah. So if you are looking, if you want to get into the Mac sort of world, maybe you've got an iPhone or an iPad, stuff like that. Get one of these because it's all integrated. You can use your iPhone as a webcam if you want to. You can airdrop stuff straight to your Mac as well. That's another great advantage. So if you don't want to wait for iCloud to sync up the pictures, just airdrop it straight to your Mac Mini. It's a no-brainer, to be quite honest. And the other thing as well is This PC that I've got here, sitting idle, is taking about 300 watts. The Mac Mini is something like 2 watts. So it's massively cheaper to run. And when it is running, it's only about 40 watts anyway.
Mm.
You know, and that's if it's maxed out. And the other thing as well is, I don't sound like I've got a wind turbine next to me because it's completely silent.
That's the PS Pro that does that.
Yeah. But this has been going on all the time, recording. I can't hear anything from it at all.
Yeah.
And so, you know, they've done a brilliant product. Most of the time, their stuff is a bit pretentious and a little bit expensive. But this, they've got it right. Apart from the off button, which is on the underside, which everybody makes a big fuss about. Seriously, just lift it up, put your finger on, click it, or do what I did, which was go onto Amazon and find a solution, which that just sits on the back corner of my thing, and then I press that, and then this little lever comes up, and it presses a button for me, so I don't even have to lift it up.
You lazy git.
They also, because Apple design is fantastic, but they do mess up every now and then. Like the Magic Mouse, charging the Magic Mouse is on the underside.
Don't do a Magic Mouse. Get one of these.
Yeah.
This is the MX Master S3 for Mac. It also works on the PC. And I only rock this one now. I used to run a Logitech 902. But now I just use this because it's just so easy. It's a great little mouse. Doesn't cost that much in terms of ice can cost, because it's about, well, you can get it for about 60 quid if you get it on sale.
Yeah.
And it's got, you know, buttons and dials and everything and all that you want, and it does everything that the Magic Mouse does.
You're going to mock my Red Thunder then, aren't you, really?
Yeah, I bought the Magic Mouse and I hated it because it's so flat. Awful to use. The touchpad bit at the top is quite interesting, but once you get over that, it's not so good. You're better off getting a Magic Mouse and then not getting a Magic Mouse, getting a normal mouse. And if you want a bit of a trackpad, get the actual trackpad as well. You're better off doing it that way than anything else, to be honest. Don't bother with the Magic Mouse; it's rubbish. So
fair enough. Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to get one anyway, but yeah, just yeah.
Okay, that's my top tech then for the year. So last bit of the show is the listener questions. So we've got Jason Toon. We've already done his. What the ultimate Christmas question is: Die Hard a Christmas?
Of course it is.
Of course it is. We all know that.
Yeah.
Why would there be? And I've got the advent calendar of it.
Yeah. Oh, it's got to be a Christmas film then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Have you not seen it?
I haven't seen. No, I haven't seen the advent calendar.
Google it. It's the Nakatomi Plaza building.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah, there. If you have a look in the chat, I've just put a picture of it in there. Okay, so
Oh, blimey.
Nick Hubbard has asked a question. Has to be, what is game of the year?
What is game of the year? Astrobot.
What was in our top ones? Indiana Jones for me.
Yeah, you've got all of our top ones. We've all got something different. For me, it was Deep Space Galactic Survivor. John Stranggroom's put, would be fun to have a few new categories of your own personal choice. Favourite game?
Was that all time?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so difficult.
You can't do that.
I'm gonna go probably.
You.
But I mean, Bioshock, Mass Effect. God, there's so many.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go The Last of Us. I really love that game.
I enjoyed that, must admit.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Mass Effect as a series. Biggest surprise?
Biggest
Okay.
surprise of the year?
No, just biggest surprise.
Oh.
Still waiting for Fable 3. No, sorry, for the next Fable, sorry.
I'm surprised we haven't heard more about the Switch 2. I'm quite surprised that hasn't, but yeah, they're taking their sweet time with it.
Yeah.
Same with the next Fable game. I mean, I thought that was going to come out with a bit more information, but it's still waiting.
Yeah, fair enough. And disappointment.
Biggest
Switch 2.
Yeah. Biggest disappointment for me is one of my we used to do a show that was the look at the year going forward, and I'm an absolute jinx for I'd say something would be my most anticipated, it'd end up being garbage, and one of them was this year was Stalker 2, and it is so buggy and broken that
Is it awful? Is it?
Well, it's very buggy, very, very. Imagine like Cyberpunk was when it came out. It's so buggy.
That's such a great game, though.
But this is it. I will get round to playing it, and I've actually downloaded it now because I'm.
The DLC's wow, the DLC's incredible.
Yeah, well, that's been polished now. That's something that you can jump onto now, no problem. But Stalker 2 for me was probably my biggest disappointment because I was very much looking forward to it, and it got released too early.
Yeah.
Okay. So, most anticipated game for 2025?
Ooh, yeah, there's a few. It's got to be GTA 6. It's going to be. Yeah. It's going to be massive.
Do you think we'll actually get it in 2025?
They've already delayed it once, haven't they?
Yeah, that means nothing though, because they won't bring it out too early. Because Rockstar, like you said, they got money coming in through the online stuff, so they won't rush it. It will be right when it comes out. It could get delayed into next year. Wouldn't be surprised. March 2026 maybe. So let's say that doesn't come out. Let's say it gets pushed to 2026. For me, there's Ghost of Yuntai, is it? The Ghost of Tsushima sequel. Looking forward to that.
Fable for me, that's the big one. That's one of the biggest ones for me.
Yeah.
They've been waiting for it for God knows how long.
Yeah, very long time for that. And the Split Fiction, that I'm also very much looking forward to.
Yeah, I must admit I'm looking forward to the new Ghost one as well, because I really enjoyed Tsushima. That was
it was great. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next one. Mark has put 12 months ago I bought a Steam Deck, which has changed how I do gaming now. I now own a gaming laptop and have moved away from the Xbox gaming, not having played any Xbox games, and given my Series X to my son. I never thought I'd be saying that. Has anything unexpectedly changed the way you game, ecosystem or hardware-wise?
I think I've dropped off a bit on gaming a little bit, to be fair. I watch more movies than gaming. Don't get me wrong, I get signed into Destiny and everything else and do others, but last night I could have jumped on, but I watched The Fugitive last night for the first time in 4K, which I haven't watched that in years.
That's a good movie.
Oh, fantastic movie if you've not seen it. Brilliant.
Anything changed for me? Well, again, I brought it up a couple of times. I've moved
lifestyle, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's I've moved house, so I don't know. I'm not set up. I don't have an optimum setup for gaming at the moment, I wouldn't say. So I am kind of leaning towards getting something like a Steam Deck because I think I will get a bit of use out of it now. It will, I know it sounds silly, but it will make me more social. I'd be able to sit on the sofa and put something on that the lady would like to watch. I don't know whatever. But if it's something that's not my bag, I can just like be sat there, be present, but just, playing a little something.
But you get the ump though, if you're trying to watch something together, then you start dishing that out. And...
I do get told off if I go on my phone when we're watching a film. But now I say to it, it's the sign of a good film. I say, look, if it was good, I wouldn't be on my phone. If it's a crap film, I'm going on my phone because it hasn't gripped me.
Grabbed you, yeah.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, I would say the Steam Deck's been a big changer for me, as has the Portal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't take them outside of the house to use. It's just literally for being more present with my wife.
So yeah. So, and that's what I'm thinking is going to help me. My only thing that's putting me off is the battery life. When you say an hour and a half, it's probably the perfect amount of time, to be honest with you. But I don't know. I can't.
But that screen size, is that really what you want? How you want to do your gaming? Do you want to be on a bigger screen?
I would pick very carefully what games I played on that.
And what I remember is if the type of games that you'll probably be playing would probably be indie games, which won't be as intensive, so it means that you can run it for much longer.
That's true. Yeah, I'm thinking stuff like Cult of the Lamb and Dave the Diver, games like that, indie games, Hades, things like that. They're probably not as intensive.
Yeah, you're probably looking at 4 hours or so on a Steam Deck on one of those games.
So you wouldn't want to play a multiplayer game, though, would you, and stuff like that?
No, I wouldn't. No. Very specific sort of game. I'm talking Stardew Valley and stuff like that. I'd want to be playing on a Steam Deck. Not if it's a shooter, I'd want to be on my PC. If it's a massive blockbuster cinematic thing, I'd want to be in front of my TV on the PlayStation or Xbox playing it. So I have every bit of kit I need for every type of game, and I think it would be a little indie player is what I'm thinking for the Steam Deck.
Yeah. Okay.
But it is nice to know that there is that muscle behind it, so it could play a proper game.
Yes. Yeah. And you can on the Steam Deck. And to be honest, it doesn't matter the fact that you're not running at the highest graphic settings because the screen size compensates for it a great deal. Don't be tempted by the 1080p upgrade because...
Why would you, though? Because the screen's no point, is there?
No, there's no point on a screen that size. So, and definitely go for the OLED because it's got a slightly better battery life as well.
Right, yeah, that's worth considering. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So Paul's asked, will you be making any New Year's resolutions this year, and have you any past New Year's resolutions stood the test of time?
I need to lose some weight, but then that's always been the problem.
Yeah, same. I'll go nuts down the gym in January, probably lose a bit of weight. But I'll be doing that next, the year after as well. And too much good shit to eat.
Definitely, and especially for Christmas. I think we're all in the same boat with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Tricky, you've got some questions there.
Well, I've sent them to you. Do you want to?
No, you can read
the
it.
MC.
Yeah.
Cool. So, obviously, when you said we were going to do this and there'd be questions, I asked some of the guys. Hang on, let me get the chat up. So, have you guys got any Christmas games lined up? Have you got anything you're going to be playing over the Christmas period?
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Destiny: The Final Shape.
When you can grab me when I'm not with the family.
Yeah.
Saying that, I'm going to be off from Saturday onwards, but Yeah, Christmas Day, Boxing Days with the family. Once they all go home, maybe do what I want to do then, really.
Nice. Have you got anything you're going to be playing, Steve?
Well, I really want to go back to Final Fantasy, but I know I can't play the next episode because it's not on the PlayStation Pro. It's PS5 only, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Okay.
Which sucks, really. But it is what it is, you know. That's Sony again, isn't it?
It is Sony.
They're pushing you to go for a 5, and I'm going to tell them to get lost.
But to be fair, though, when you consider the 3 to the 4, the 3 was basically dead and buried by this time in the 4 cycle. So I think it's pretty fair enough to say this is a 5 only from now on, because it's been, what, 3-4 years since the launch of the PS?
Yeah, but then I just get a bit arsey with them because they bring a Pro out and they try to stick it a bit more of a price. And I'm thinking, you guys are just twats. I'm sorry. What you try to do?
Oh, it's a rip-off.
Oh, it's a business. They are a business.
But they've got to be able to make money, and they're not going to make money with that. Sorry.
I don't think so. I don't think it's enough of an upgrade, but I have said that before.
Yeah, I'm not looking at bothering with it. I'll wait until,
because I went straight to the Pro. But there's no way I'm going to be going to do that at the moment.
you've still got loads in that catalogue to play anyway, Steve.
Oh yeah, I know, yeah. But it's just annoying because I like Final Fantasy, and although Xbox Game Pass will give Sony people a go at Indiana Jones, for example, but Sony keep their back catalogue close to their chest, and they won't help it out, you know.
They won't share them, though.
They're complete arseholes with it. I'm sorry, they don't share the love that Xbox will do, you know.
Yeah.
They won't do it.
No, they won't. They won't. Simple as that.
Xbox because they're losing a massive amount of the market.
Yes.
Yeah, but then they want to see Starfield come out on there, which will probably be released for them, for example. And Indiana Jones will come out as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's June.
That's my point, though, isn't it, Steve? Is that otherwise Microsoft will be losing out on that massive percentage of the market.
Yeah.
They won't lose out because the Game Pass is really working well for them, so not a problem.
Okay.
Oh, cool. So another question that I got: best video game character of all time.
God.
Best video game character of all time. Senua.
I'm going to probably say Lara Croft.
Oh, yeah. Lara Croft's a good one. I'm going to go... Well, I think Nathan Drake is a better version of Lara Croft, if that makes... Without the tits, unfortunately. He's got, like... He's very witty.
Yeah, I've played all those. I've enjoyed them.
They're good games, but as a character, I think he's a very good character. I do think Lara Croft's more iconic, though, which is...
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
And Lara Croft is more puzzle solving, whereas Nathan Drake's more ultimate mountain climbing simulator.
Yes. Yeah, I'll give you that. I will give you that. Another character... Mario is probably the most iconic of any.
And Sonic.
We'll say Sonic, Sega, Nintendo's Mario.
Yeah. And Master Chief for Xbox.
Although that's a bit on the quiet side now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Astrobot.
Good old Astrobot. Hey, he's becoming a really good PlayStation.
He's a Sony fanboy character. That's all he is.
He very much is. Yeah, it's a corporate. Yeah,
like Sackboy
very much
was on the PlayStation 3.
Yeah,
it
will be.
Yeah, I think so. So this one's very similar. What game this year has surprised you with how good it was? So for me, I can throw Call of Duty. I didn't think it'd be on my list before I bought it or played it, but it's in my top 5 list. That was a surprise for me. So
I'd say Indiana Jones was for me because originally we were thinking, how's this going to play out? Because we've seen games in the past. but Bethesda and Machine Games have really rocked it.
Yeah, and I know it wasn't released this year, but I started playing it this year, Vampire Survivors.
Yeah.
I looked at that and I thought, that looks absolutely awful, and played it for 2 minutes and I was hooked, and I didn't play it
Oh, yeah.
for about 3 weeks.
Yeah, that is jab it in my vein. It's good, isn't it? It's unreal.
Yeah, so it's that 15-minute cycle.
Yeah. It's good stuff. So we've kind of touched on this. Best Christmas movie. What's your favourite Christmas movie? There's like 5 that sort of seems to be.
I mean, we know that we won't dispute the fact that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And due to my age, and Hayden here is a little bit behind me, we've seen quite a few over the years.
A lot.
10-year difference, isn't it? So
7 years.
Okay, 7 years.
Yeah.
But I mean, we had the old school movies like White Christmas over the years, and we've had the Snowman movie, and there's a few bits and pieces that have come out over the years. Even though people don't respect Trading Places as a Christmas movie, which it is, Jingle All the Way, I suppose, is highly regarded to a lot of people. Home Alone 2 is as well.
Yeah, Jingle All the Way is a good one, actually.
And one we haven't talked about yet, which is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. I think my best ones, I've got 3 that stand out. Die Hard,
Mm-hmm.
Home Alone, and the 1985, The Santa Claus.
Santa Claus, the movie was called, wasn't it?
Was that what it was called? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're my top 3. Someone came up with Elf the other day, and I was like,
well, yeah, that is. I mean, that's a classic. That is.
It's a good shout. Yeah, it's a very good film. But I think Die Hard, I'm happy to watch whenever. Home Alone is magic.
But you said you'd not seen Trading Places, is that right?
I've not seen Trading Places, no. Sorry. Yeah.
Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd, come on.
Yeah, I've not seen it. I know it, but I've not seen it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a bit of a fan of Eddie Murphy as well, but yeah, still not seen it.
Mm.
I would say if we remove Die Hard from the scenario, because I'm going to put that would be my number 1. I would say Scrooged.
Yeah, I've got a few people. I love that movie
with Bill Murray. Absolutely brilliant movie. A really good take on the whole Christmas Carol sort of thing. Love Actually as well, for one to watch with the missus.
I've already watched that already this year. I've already done it last week.
And Miracle on 34th Street.
The original or the remake?
The remake with Richard Attenborough.
How about It's a Wonderful Life with
No.
Is that too old? Is that too old for you?
Yeah. I'll tell you another good one. The Holiday as well. Cameron Diaz, Kate Winslet, Jude Law, and Jack Black.
There's a lot of crap out there, though, I notice on Netflix at the moment. There's about 10 or 15 Christmas movies that I just want to just bin.
Are these the cheesy American Hallmark ones?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I can't be done with them. Yeah, they're painful. They are painful to watch.
Do you know what's really bad? My wife was starting to watch those in August.
My missus has been watching for the last few weeks.
My missus started watching Christmas movies in August, and it was like, for God's sake. I mean, to be honest, if it had been my way, we wouldn't have put the Christmas tree up until Wednesday.
We did ours last weekend, so amongst other things that were going on. But
we literally did ours last night. Cobra Kai.
You need to watch Cobra Kai without putting a tree up. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Well, to be fair, when I say we put it up, I got my son to put it up while I watched Cobra Kai.
There we go. Good effort.
I got it out of the loft. And, it's like 50
Well, okay, so while we're on the
I got it from the loft. He put it up.
So, okay, while we're on this sort of subject, and I don't know if there's a question for it, what's your favourite Christmas song?
Ooh.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
I won't be offended, whatever it is, but I'm just saying, what's your favourite Christmas song?
Bohemian Rhapsody. It's Christmas #1 twice.
No, it's definitely, it's got to be classed as a Christmas.
It was a Christmas #1
song.
Okay, proper Christmas song.
I mean, if you go to the original Now Music, I'll probably dig it out. There's a few on there. Now Christmas album, the original. Elton John, Step Into Christmas, for example. Do That, It's Christmas Time, Band-Aid. Slade.
Yes, none of them. I would say... God, it's really hard because there's so many... I've already said it tonight. I'm going to say my favourite.
Surely, are you going to say Last Christmas?
No. Not actually. Kim Wilde and Mel Smith with Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
I don't mind some of the... Actually, there's a Christmas movie we've not mentioned yet. It's Gremlins.
Oh, yeah, that's a good shout.
Watching that last night before we put on Cobra Kai, and I thought, I just can't be arsed with this film tonight.
So music-wise, one, I was very happy a few years back, Rage Against the Machine got Christmas #1 in protest to the X Factor crap that was getting pumped out every year.
God, yeah.
So I did enjoy that, I can't lie. But if I was going to go for a Christmas song, it'd be the Pogues' Fairy Tale of New York.
Yeah, the uncensored version.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
Bloody,
And actually, Driving Home for Christmas, I do like that one as well.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one actually. Yeah, that is a good shout. Yeah, that is a good one. So I've got one more question that I'd like to address a little bit, I think. I asked on the Cranky Gamers Discord channel, have you got any questions for Christmas? And this one came up, and I think it's only fair to sort of
mention it.
Just mention it. Would you consider either carrying on the Cranky podcast mantle or starting your own with anyone? Cranky Gamers, it's been and done. It's done.
Yeah, no, you can't.
You can't carry it on.
No.
Toz was Cranky Gamers, and it would
be disrespectful to do it.
I think so, and I think you've just got to look at it and you've got memories now and just think, God, wasn't that great? I love the fact people can think back on it and go, God, wasn't that great? Wasn't Toz great? Wasn't that was what I don't want to happen is carry it on and it's sort of drop in quality or anything like that. I think I think Cranky Gamers...
it's just disrespectful to do that. It's something that was his, I don't think anyone else should. That's it.
Yeah,
it sits with him. You can rewatch. You can, like I do. I've re-listened to a few episodes, even when I was in.
Yeah, and what we've also done in the Cranky Gamers Discord is we have every episode now, barring I think 4. We've got them downloaded now, and we're sharing them amongst ourselves because obviously the website at some point is going to go down.
Because it was funded by Toz, and that money will disappear, so it will go.
Exactly that. So we've actually we've been it was a bit of a military operation, and everyone working together to sort of get copies shared out.
Was it the Lipson ones that were the ones that were the oldest ones we had? Was it?
I think so. Yeah. There's a lot of episodes there. If anyone was interested, get on the Cranky Gamers Discord and just ask, and people will share it. So they're out there, and we want to get them out to as many people as possible. At some point, I want to... Unfortunately, Toz was very secretive with all his passwords and stuff like that, so we don't have access to his YouTube channel. Say, I would love
that will just finish there, won't it? I don't think Emma's going to do much with it.
No, I would love to be able to put them all on there so people can see it there. what I will try and get every episode at some point onto YouTube, so people can just click and watch it. But I think it's a bit of a mission to do that. So you're going to have to that, and I don't know how to do things. The second part of this question.
Well, Tricky, I can help you with that, and I'd be happy to do that as well.
Oh, that'd be okay. Yeah. So I need some technical support. Is what I need. The second part of this question, starting my own podcast. I still think it's fairly early days at the moment, but in the next year, I think I'm going to do my own one. I've been thinking about it. I'd like to do it properly, so I've got to start looking into how the bloody hell you get intros and stuff like that.
Well, Hayden can help you with that anyway.
I can help you with all of that. We'll set up a time.
Okay. I
can talk you through it.
Oh, well, do you know what? That might speed thank you very much, Hayden, because I need technical support just to help me. How do you get all these episodes to all the channels? Intros? How do you even not just put an intro in, but how do you create an intro? It's stuff like that. But yes, I don't know who with, but the more I do, I'm just like this little
wanderer.
Little wanderer at the moment. So I'm going on lots of different podcasts, talking to lots of different people, and maybe I get lots of different people on. Maybe I have a regular. I know a lot of people want me and Ricky to do a little something. If Ricky was keen, I'd be more than happy to do that. But I know it can get a bit much for Ricky, so I don't want to say, "Oh, it's you and me. Don't worry about it." But I do want to do my own thing, and because you know that the listeners of the Cranky Show are also your listeners. They also listen to the computer game show, Gaming Generations.
360.
Yeah, exactly. They all listen to the same stuff, and they just want more content. It's good to have on in the background. So I want to be that. I don't want to just tag on to say your guys' podcast or whoever's. I don't mind doing these little guest spots and having a go. I love having a chat with different people, but I think to have something extra to do that's done, I like to think to do something well. I think something for people to enjoy. That's my goal for next year, is have something that, and again, we can all collaborate, and I think it'd be good.
Well, yeah, and I would be happy to collaborate with you as well, but also I do teach people how to do podcasts. Because I do adult education on an evening, and one of the courses I teach is podcasting. So I'll help the way I can.
Hayden, as long as you can deal with people with special needs, you'll be fine with me. That's the only caveat. But yes, if you can help. I think it will happen a lot quicker, because I started looking at YouTube videos and I'm like, I don't know.
It just point you in the right direction. That's the sort of thing you need, isn't it?
Basically, yeah. What little things I should be downloading, how I should be doing it, and where I should be going for things like an intro. Because I was thinking of putting like just a song as my intro. We can't do that because of copyright.
No.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know these things, so
yeah. I mean, all of our music was originally wrote by Ian Russo, who also did the music for Crankies. So I don't know if Ian's listening, if you want to help out Tricky or otherwise. There is a program that you called Suno that you can get AI music created.
I was just about to say that, yeah, because you used a bit of that, didn't you? You was trying some AI.
Yeah. If you go onto Pop Culture Vinyl, you can see some of the stuff that I've done with AI. Either the lyrics have been made with AI, or I've wrote the lyrics and then the music's been added. Or if you do look at that on YouTube, there's a load of stuff on there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So to answer that question, it sounds as if Hayden's going to give me a hand. Hayden, thank you very much. But I we'll do something that hopefully people will want to listen to, and they get a little bit of a kick out of. We'll see.
Make it your own, and make it something different.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, just we all talk about the same crap, but just a twist on what everyone else is talking about. Yeah.
And we've all, no doubt we've all got our own individual loyal followers as well. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, don't worry. I'll definitely be renting you boys out as well. Oh, come to the new show. Come have a. yeah. Tweet that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a problem. Just drop us a line, and you got my email address. So
Cool.
Yeah, just.
Nice. Yeah, very kind. That would be amazing. Actually, that might be problem solved in a way.
Yeah.
And cool. All right.
Get you up and running in no time.
Nice. All right. Yeah. No. Cool. Oh crap! I'm gonna have to pull my finger out then.
Okay. Well, so we've come to the end of the Christmas show. So thank you, Tricky, for coming and joining us today.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for your normal contributions as normal. Tricky, do you want to give your details for where people can get in contact with you?
Oh, I didn't think of that. So, yeah, sure, you've caught me out there. I'm not very good at this bit. Yeah, so check me out on Twitter, X. It's tricky_87. I also stream on Twitch, tricky__87. I have been slack on it recently, but I have been building it up. I am planning on playing some games over Christmas, and I will be streaming them. And I will want to get back into that a little bit. In the new year, there'll be something. I don't know what it's going to be called. I don't know what it's going to be, but we want to get a new podcast out there. Maybe follow me on Twitter, X, and yeah, I'll try and keep you guys up to date and get something out there as soon as possible that you guys might like.
Okay. Steve?
Instagram and YouTube, The Vinyl Cues. Twitter @Steve07. Really, I think.
Okay. And for me, you can get in contact with me on HERJ UK, on X, on Xbox, on PlayStation, on Steam, you name it, a platform. It's that, apart from Epic, in which case it's Pop Culture Gamer. You can also email the podcast at podcast@popculturegamers.co.uk. And don't forget, there is our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@popculturegamers. Right, that's it. So that's the Christmas show wrapped up, ready for Christmas. Thank you both for coming, and it's a Merry Christmas from me.
And a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, go on.
No.
A very Merry Christmas. I just want to say Merry Christmas to you two guys as well. I hope you have a really good one.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Cool.
Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you have a great time. Don't drink too much.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Cheers.
Bye.